This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
And a very pleasant good evening, everybody, as we welcome you here to Preston Field. As tonight the Preston Indians will play a home game as they welcome in their close by rival, at least, as the Century Diamondbacks come to town here this evening to take on our Preston Indians. Forgive me, John Slaughter joins me on the program here today as the Indians come home, John, after an impressive win last Friday night on the road.
An impressive second half. I'll call that first half was a little questionable, but yeah, we're glad to come back on a winning note and get back here to home field.
As they ended up winning that game by a final score of 26-7 last Friday night at Canyon Ridge. And we talk about big plays, and that's really what the second half was for the Indians. A pair of big plays by Scott Dunn and an interception return by Connor Schaefer really turned the game around.
Yeah, that's the type of players these are too. I mean, Scott, he can come out and play. He can make a big play at any time. You can never give up on him because he's that talented and he's that skilled that he can come up. And Connor was in the right place at the right time last night for that interception, which is a run back, and that showed that he has some speed because that was a fun run back to watch as he intercepted that and went down the left side all the way to the end zone.
Yeah, Scott Dunn really got Preston going, got him on the board early in the second half with a 75-yard punt return, which was an excellent play. He got good blocks and took it right down the sidelines and took it the distance.
Yeah, that's why I say Scotty has that ability, and he uses his team. If you watch him, he uses his team. He can pick up a block. He knows how to follow his blockers down the field, and Preston did a good job blocking for him too.
As he also had a 83-yard pass reception from Ty Hyde. A couple of possessions later, Preston jumped out to a 14-7 or 13-7 lead at that point, and never really looked back, and went on to win the game by the final score of 26-7. So that brings us here to tonight in a game against the Century Diamondbacks, and last year Century really put it on Preston as they went on to the big win last year, scored 50-plus points against them, and pitched a shutout against the Indians.
Yeah, and that's the type of game these two teams usually have. It's usually a blowout for one or the other, or a big win for one or the other. The last time Preston beat Century, I think they beat them by like 24 or 25 points. I think we have that somewhere. But Century is it is, and Preston has the ability this year with the talent. If Ty Hyde is on his game, and if he can find his receivers and get to them, we could have a big game tonight.
We could. In fact, the last 15 times these two schools have met, Preston has won only 4 of those.
Right.
So certainly the all-time record right now is certainly slanted in favor of the Century Diamondbacks. But Preston has won the last 2 games in a row. They look tonight go for their 3rd straight win, which is something they haven't done for a while.
Exactly.
And I know you were looking at the notes earlier, but you have to go back some 45 games ago to find the last time that the Preston Indians won 3 straight games. It was weeks 2 through 4 of the 2014 season, and they didn't exactly play the big powerhouse schools back then either. So certainly it would have been 3 games that you would have expected that they would have won. As they ran up that 3-game winning streak, it was against
Star Valley.
They beat them 36-20. They beat Marsh Valley 63-7, and then went and played probably the biggest of the 3 schools, Snake River, and beat them 14-12.
They're in the same division as Marsh Valley. They're both 3A. They're both 3A teams. And so Snake River, they had a coach that had won like 55 straight games, and they were on top of their game for that during that time. And that was a really big win. That was one that really boosted up the Preston program.
So for Preston to come away with a victory tonight, they'll have to clean up something that really was their bugaboo and their Achilles heel from last week, and that is turnovers. They turned the ball over 7 times last week.
Yeah, that was definitely the hard part, and I'm hoping that they've corrected that this week. Working on that long snap when Ty's in the shotgun, or even when he's up to center. I believe he lost one when he was up to center. And that's something I think they can correct. That's a correctable mistake. It's concentration and knowing your partner, knowing who's behind you and where he's at.
So it's been raining on and off all day. It's not raining now. In fact, the clouds are kind of starting to clear a little bit. And if you believe the weatherman, the forecasters are talking about the rain staying away until 9, 10 o'clock tonight. So hopefully we get the game in, because when the rain comes back tonight, they're talking about the possibility of thunderstorms as well. So hopefully we get the game in before any more rainstorms come rolling through the Cache Valley area for the evening.
One favor we have on that, Dan, is that both these teams are running teams. They can both run and they can both pass. So the clock should keep moving pretty good.
Hopefully that will be the case. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, still to come on the pregame show, we'll talk to Coach Eric Thorson. We'll also visit with Scott Dunn coming up in a little bit. But right after this timeout, we'll look back at some of the big plays from last week. We'll do all that as we continue right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Behind every project is a True Value. At Stokes Market and True Value in Preston, whether you need hardware, dog food, tools, batteries, plumbing supplies, paint, or cleaning products, you'll find them all. Plus a whole lot more at Stokes Market and True Value. With a large inventory, you'll find all the big name brands you trust and low prices every time you visit. So whether you're just starting or you're in the middle of a project, stop in today and visit our friendly, knowledgeable staff. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
If you think buying a car is hard, stressful, and it takes a long time, you haven't shopped at West Motor in Preston and Logan. We've got a large selection of quality new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford vehicles to choose from. Because we offer great pricing and the buying process is simple, we also have a large inventory of used vehicles to choose from. Buy your next vehicle from a dealership that has provided customers a stress-free, quick, and reliable buying process for decades. West Motor in Preston and Logan. Stop in today or visit us online at westmotorcompany.com.
West Motor Company.
Monday through Friday, commonly referred to as the work week. Or, to us football fans, the days between Saturdays. Game days live here on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Catch Utah State football this Saturday night as the Aggies travel to San Diego State. Our coverage starts at 7:30 on Saturday night.
Hey everybody, this is Scott Gerard, and this is your home for Utah State Athletics. 105.5 FM and AM 1340 KACH Preston.
The Limbic Arc may help you or someone you know be more calm. It's simple to use. Find out more by logging on to mylocalradio.com and clicking on the Limbic Arc logo. Check it out now. Visit mylocalradio.com and click on any Limbic Arc logo.
Advertise your open positions on the radio. You'll be amazed how quickly you see a response. You'll reach more people for less. The job stop includes radio and internet advertising. Call us for more info. We're a local company with a toll-free number, 833-856-9625. That's 833-856-9625.
KACH.
Welcome back to the pregame show. Time to look at some highlights from last week's victory at Canyon Ridge. As Preston was held scoreless in the first half, all of their points came in the second half, and they all came on big plays. One on offense, one on defense, and this one on special teams as Scott Dunn got the Indians on the board. I hope he's going to kick it away, kind of a rugby-style kick. Dunn's going to pick it up at about his own 5-yard line and cut. He's got a lot of running room down the sidelines. Gets a block, 35, 40, midfield, goes around the punter to the 40. 35, still on his feet to the 30. He's got one man to beat, and he's going to run by him for the touchdown. A 95-yard touchdown punt return for Scott Dunn, and Preston's back to within a point. With the game still in the third quarter and the game tied at 7-7, the Indians got the ball back deep in their own territory as Ty Hyde threw a little swing pass out to Scott Dunn, and Dunn knew exactly what to do. Send 3 receivers right,
Ty's going to throw underneath. This one comes to Dunn. Breaks a couple of tackles, and he's off to the races. 40, 50. He's breaking away from everybody with that speed. No one's going to catch him. This is going to go 83 yards for the touchdown.
Then late in the fourth quarter with Preston on top, it was Canyon Ridge who was trying to move the ball and pick up instant offense. However, it was another big play, this time by the defense, as the Indians were able to put the game away courtesy of a big play by Connor Schaefer.
And again, Olsen wants to throw over the middle, and it's intercepted. Schaefer's got it at the 35, 40, midfield, 45, 40. He's got Hyde in front of him to block. He's up to the 30, cuts it back inside to the 10, 5, touchdown. As the quarterback Olsen tried to trip him and came up empty. That's a 75-yard interception return for Schaefer in the touchdown.
And that closed out the scoring as the Indians picked up the victory 26-7 and moved to 2-1 on the year. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll sit down and chat with the head coach. Eric Thorson will be our guest as we continue right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap. Drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Casasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Casasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Casasa? We're glad you asked that. Casasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Casasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for free Casasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
If you're in the empty nester stage of life, preparing for retirement, or considering downsizing, let me suggest you consider Blue Sage Park as your new home.
This all-new community for over 55 active adults is now under construction by Ralph's Construction, the builders of many fine custom homes in Franklin County. That same quality is going into the new homes at Blue Sage Park.
Choose from 3 plans, each with over 1,400 square feet of living space on one level, with a 2 or 3 car garage, 2 bedrooms, and lots of special features. These beautiful new 2-bedroom homes include large marble showers, vaulted ceilings, gas fireplaces, a park and green space for family fun, and large closets with custom organizers. Larry and Cody Ralphs are building this community for the over 55 age group with no steps, no maintenance, and a beautiful home that you own.
The first model is nearing completion, and you'll soon be able to see it for yourself. Blue Sage Park, now being built for your future at 3rd East and 3rd North in Preston.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Back to the pregame show. Spent a couple of minutes with Coach Eric Thorson here before this game against Century tonight. You know, you plan and you plan and you plan, and all of a sudden there's the great equalizer that rolls into town overnight. The rain comes.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun night. Wonderful football, wonderful small town football.
What does the weather do to your game plan?
Well, obviously ball security is going to become a bigger issue, and having 7 turnovers last week on a dry night, doesn't make you sit easy. But I would say that our biggest thing is we want to maintain possession of that ball. We want to reduce our turnovers. Really make a focus on keeping our drives alive. Big plays. will probably come, but probably by breakaways rather than designed.
You mentioned the 7 turnovers last week at Canyon Ridge. Special emphasis this week to try to repair that side?
Yeah, obviously, and if it was just one thing, it would have been a quick fix. But seems like we all took turns, and on top of just emphasizing, I think most of it was upping our level of focus for execution.
You trailed going into the second half last week, and you got 3 really super big plays, 2 from Scott Dunn and the interception return from Connor Schaefer. What did the 2 plays by Scott do to really help lift you guys in the second half?
Well, we know what Scott is, and I've said this 100 times. We love to get the ball in his hands, he's a leader. He's a true leader on this team, and an explosive leader. So, that just put us back in the ball game. I think when we're sitting there trying to get the ball to him or trying to make some of these plays work, we were behind, but I don't know that we ever felt like we were in danger, but we did feel like we needed to up our game.
This Century team last year kind of put one on you, shut you out. They scored 50-plus points in the game. What do you think might happen? Hopefully will happen differently tonight.
Well, I hope it's not 50-plus points. You never know. The football is not round, and it bounces any way you don't know. So I'm not going to make what we're focusing on is playing our best. Obviously, we remember that night. We remember losing faith. We remember, just having a great opportunity to learn and come back together as a team. And as bad as that night was, and it was an awful night. As awful as it was, it kind of set the stage for the team to come together and propel. I felt like, going down the home stretch, we had a few really good games, and I don't know that those would have been that way if we hadn't experienced that I guess shellacking, what you want to call it. So, obviously we don't want that to happen tonight, and our focus, though, obviously is just going to be play our best.
Isn't that we're drawing on the second half from last week? Doesn't that help coming into this game, that you are a good team? You can come back if you happen to fall behind. Don't need to put your head down and start dragging your tail early in case something happens like that.
No, of course, and that's what last week showed, and I think that was an eye opener to some of the players. Is we are really we have a high upside as far as the potential to be a good team, and if we need to go back and get back to our basics, that's what we'll do, and we could really be a good team, and so I think they're bringing that confidence tonight.
Hopefully have a good game tonight, and hopefully we'll come away with another victory and make it 3 in a row.
That's exactly what I'm hoping for as well. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and we'll talk to Scott Dunn right after this.
KACH, mylocal.radio.com.
Interviews, highlights, and analysis with the best in the business. Here we go. Others can talk about the game. Only one source can deliver the goods. And it can only be found right here on the Coach Gary Anderson Show on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
The Coach Gary Anderson Show, live from Wingers in Logan, Thursday nights at 6 on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH.
It's the end of a long day, and your feet are tired, or are you running behind schedule? But you need milk and eggs. You don't want to have to walk clear to the back of the store to get a gallon of milk and a dozen eggs. I suspect we all can relate to both of those stories. The great news is that this problem has been solved by Stokes Market in Preston, with a recently installed new cold case right near the front door. If you just need a gallon of milk or some eggs, you can find them right inside the front door. Visit Stokes Market today in Preston.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap, drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Casasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Casasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Casasa? We're glad you asked that. Casasa, it's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Casasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for free Casasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
Hey, I'm I'm Angie Weeks. I am the office manager here at West Motor Ford. We are excited to have lots of new inventory on the lot. We're excited to invite everybody to come in and check out our lifetime powertrain warranty. It comes with every vehicle we sell that's under a certain number of miles, and it is a fantastic deal. My son actually just bought a car and was able to get that with his vehicle, and it's been a lifesaver for us. This is Angie with West Motor Ford in Preston, Idaho. Come in and see us today.
WestMotorCompany.com.
If you're doing some cleanup work around the yard, the house, the garage, or the farm, remember, you can turn scrap metal into cash when you take that metal to Idaho Salvage and Metal in Preston. They pay top dollar for aluminum cans, aluminum window and door frames, brass and steel. They take junk cars and trucks, farm equipment, and industrial gear. So rather than taking that stuff to the landfill, park it on the scales at Idaho Salvage and Metal on West Oneida in Preston.
KACH. KACH.
Welcome back to the pregame show. We'll spend a couple of minutes talking with wide receiver Scott Dunn as the rooster goes off in the background. It was last week, the game at Canyon Ridge. A heck of a performance by you. Really got the team back and going there in the third quarter. Let's talk about the 2 touchdowns. Let's start with the 95-yard punt return. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so, I coming out of halftime, I knew somebody had to make a big play to get our team going. And, I saw the punt, and I thought maybe it could be me that did it. And I got some good blocks for my team, and luckily had a good return, and I think that's really what sparked us in the second half.
Yeah, it really got the team going. It tied the game. And then a couple of series later, you end up a little pass from Ty, and you end up going to 83, 87 yards down the sidelines. I don't think anybody ever touched you.
No, and again, we were kind of wanting to get me the ball after that, and so we called that little screen, and I had great blocks from Garrett and Isaiah on the outside, and nobody ended up touching me to the end zone.
What is it about a game or a team that makes a game of such big plays? You had the big interception late in the game that sealed the game. Connor took that back for a touchdown as well. Big plays all during the second half for the Indians.
Yeah. I just think our mentality changed at halftime, because we got down on ourselves after they came out and scored on us, and we couldn't really move the ball. So I think at halftime, we kind of hyped everybody up in the locker room, telling each other, we got this. And then I think we just had a lot more energy in that second half and really got it going.
It wasn't just on offense either. You guys really held them well in the second half on defense too.
Yeah, and I think part of it was just the fact that we came out and I had that return. I think it just got everybody's energy up, and everybody was wanting to play and hit and stop them on defense so we could get the ball again and just not have them go anywhere down the field.
What about this game with Century? They really had your number last year.
Yeah. I think we're looking a lot better this year. We're coming into this game knowing that Century is beatable, and that we're practicing hard every day, working harder than we have, because we know this game means a lot. And after watching them come close with Pokey, I think we really have a shot this year.
Best of luck coming up in this game, and thanks for taking a few minutes.
Thank you.
That's Scott Dunn here on the pregame show. Take a time out, back with more right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to major surgery, think small. Small town, that is. At Franklin County Medical Center, the surgical capabilities are anything but small. Partnered with the top surgeons and specialists in the region to provide advanced care to those living in southeastern Idaho. Whether it's cataract surgery, women's surgery, gallbladder removal, trauma, even a full hip or knee replacement, they have you covered. And now they're among the few hospitals in southeastern Idaho able to remove kidney stones. See just how big the surgical capabilities really are. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric. It's what we do.
The Limbic Arc may help you or someone you know be more calm. It's simple to use. Find out more by logging on to mylocalradio.com and clicking on the Limbic Arc logo. Check it out now. Visit mylocalradio.com and click on any Limbic Arc logo.
Advertise your open positions on the radio. You'll be amazed how quickly you see a response. You'll reach more people for less. The Job Stop includes radio and internet advertising. Call us for more info. We're a local company with a toll-free number, 833-856-9625. That's 833-856-9625.
Why do I drink milk?
Milk rehydrates my body after I work out.
Milk has the protein I need to build muscle.
Milk helps me maintain a lean body mass.
Milk helps my muscles recover and stay strong.
Milk has the carbohydrates I need to re-energize.
Milk replaces important electrolytes that I lose when I sweat.
As an athlete at Boise State,
I learned that every sip
is a victory.
What do you drink?
What do you drink?
What do you drink?
Milk Victory. Brought to you by United Dairymen of Idaho.
KACH.
Welcome back here to the pregame show. The Indians and the Century Diamondbacks coming up in just a couple of minutes. We have the opening kickoff for you. Other games tonight going on around the Great Basin 10. Minico is at Canyon Ridge. Mountain Home is at Jerome tonight. Highland will be at Pocatello. It'll be Twin Falls playing at Wood River. And Burley will be at Kimberly. As the Indians take the field, we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. The opening kickoff is coming up right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Whether a loved one passes suddenly and much too soon or after a long and fruitful earthly journey, the families of Northern Cache Valley have known for years they can rely on sensitive and professional care from Webb Funeral Home. Now in their beautiful full-service facility on the south side of Preston, Webb Mortuary urges you to consider the benefits of pre-planning final arrangements in order that your wishes are carried out and difficult decisions are not left to your surviving family members. Make an appointment soon to talk about pre-planning.
To get a gallon of milk and a dozen eggs. I suspect we all can relate to both of those stories. The great news is that this problem has been solved by Stokes Market in Preston with a recently installed new cold case right near the front door. If you just need a gallon of milk or some eggs, you can find them right inside the front door. Visit Stokes Market today in Preston.
In business for almost 70 years, Valley Implement has been serving customers with integrity, personalized service, and accountability for generations. Their mission is to contribute to agriculture and the agricultural way of life. When it comes to irrigation, equipment, attachments, parts and service, and precision farming, Valley Implement in Preston is here to work for you. Visit them today, 213 West 8th North, Preston. Valley Implement, all things agriculture.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
This is Preston High School football. The Indians hit the gridiron looking to bring home a Great Basin 10 title and make a run for a berth in the state playoffs. All the excitement of Preston football is brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks, all available right here in Preston. By Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. By Stokes Market, True Value. By Ralph's Construction, building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community right here in Preston. By Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of the city of Preston. By Valley Implement. By Preston Auto Parts CarQuest on State Street in downtown Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho Salvage, where you can turn your scrap metal into cash. By S&T Electric. And by mylocalradio.com. Tonight's game is a presentation of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and is made possible through an agreement between Preston High School Athletics and Preston Broadcasting. It's presented for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or use of the descriptions or account of this game without the express written consent of Preston Broadcasting, LLC is strictly prohibited.
Live from Preston High School, this is Preston Indians football. Tonight the Indians play host to the Diamondbacks of Century. Dan Hubbard along with John Slaughter. Glad to have you with us here tonight as the Preston Indians go looking for their third win in a row. And if they can get it, it'll be something they haven't done since 2014.
And they're up to do it. They've got a team. They're excited. We heard from Scotty. We heard from a couple players how excited the team is. They think they can do it. That's the whole key to this ball game is the mental state which the teams are in. Can they do it? Yes, they can.
For Preston, they won the coin flip. They're 4-0 in coin flips this year, and they deferred for the third time. So they will defer to the second half, which means they will kick off to start the ball game here this evening and put the defense out there first and see what Century can do offensively. Offensively, their quarterback is Nathan Manning, who will lead the team on offense from the quarterback spot. But like I said, Preston will kick off. Isaiah Smith will tee it up from the 40-yard line. The field could take a lot of water, and it got a lot of water today. It's a little soft along the sidelines, but I was talking to Coach before the game, and he thought that the center of the field should be just fine. So if you're listening on KACH, Preston will go from left to right here in the first quarter across your radio dials. Isaiah Smith has it teed up and puts a toe to it, and we're underway here at home on a Friday night. As the kick comes down to Bruin Fleischman, who's still on his feet going down the sidelines. He's hit, and then the ball pops out and pops forward as he returns the ball all the way out near the midfield stripe.
Yeah, they had a chance to get him back about the 35-yard line, but he slipped right out of a tackle and made it another 20 yards down the field before being pushed out of bounds.
So they will mark it right at midfield. 1st and 10 there for Century. Nathan Manning, the 6'2", 195-pound senior, who only threw the ball 6 times last week against Pocatello. Again, they had to come back in the fourth quarter to win. As Manning lines up in the shotgun, Bruin Fleischman, who took the opening kickoff back to midfield, lines up in the tailback spot. They also have a flanker up there near there as well. That's 14, Colby McCarty. I take it back, it was not. As the little pitch out here is dropped, pass intended for Juwan Soul, who had to go right through his mitts.
Yeah, Isaiah was right at him. He looked up and saw Isaiah coming. He was about 10 feet away from him, and he just took his eyes off the ball and dropped it.
So for Manning, he comes up empty on his first throw. Last week, again against Pocatello, he threw for 171 yards. He threw a couple of touchdowns, but like the Indians, he had the turnover bug. He threw 3 interceptions last week as well. Manning will throw again. Throws out this way as it comes to Drew Gantner. Gantner has it, gets up near the 45. That'll be a gain of, call it 5 yards, well, about 4 yards as they mark it just short of the 45.
Yeah, that was a good throw. They had it set up almost as a screen, and they threw it in the flat. And Preston, he only had one man to beat, but it was a good thing Isaiah stayed at home and got the tackle.
So a big third down play right off the bat here for Preston. 3rd and 6 to try to hold Century. Last year, that game that Century won 52-0. It was close, almost all the way to halftime. But then in the third quarter, Century really started to roll up the points, and according to Coach, that ball is dropped again. Soul had to go right through his hands for the second time, and it brings up a 4th down.
Yeah, that was a hard throw, came right off his shoulder pad, and there was nothing but Indians around him. But had he got past the secondary, that would have been open field.
According to Coach Thorson, once Century started scoring on them last year, they kind of put their heads down and went into a hole and a little bit of a funk, and that's how it allowed them to run up the score to 52-0. Indians almost jump off sides. Manning looks back at the white hat saying, why isn't that a penalty?
Because it wasn't set. The ball wasn't set.
So here we go, 4th and 6. Manning's going to roll left, throws underneath, and it's caught there and knocked out of bounds. That'll be good enough for a first down as they pick up 8 on the pass to Drew Gantner.
Yeah, Gantner was out there on the side, right out, quick throw, and Isaiah, like I say, they're playing almost in a man coverage right now. They're spying on the quarterback because he is a valuable runner also. So it's wide open on this right side.
So they pick up the first down on the fourth down attempt. He moves it up to the Preston 38-yard line. 1st and 10 from there. Single setback behind Manning is Bruin Fleischman. Man in motion. They'll fake it to Fleischman, and now Manning is naked under the world and goes down back at the 42 as he loses 4.
That's the play I'm talking about. Manning's you'll see a quarterback keep a lot today. He is a runner, and he will try to get up through the middle. That's why they're throwing to the outside a number of times, trying to open up that middle.
So Manning loses 4. 2nd down here. Again, single setback as Fleischman stands on Manning's right shoulder. And now they're going to call an encroachment penalty against the defense this time.
Yeah. Ty just jumped off sides. That's just all it was. He was a little anxious to get there. I think he was blitzing in all the way.
So they'll move the ball 5. Still be 2nd down. It'll be 2nd down at about 7, we'll call it. As they will send 2 receivers and they make it 3 receivers left, single receiver right as they put 4 into the pattern. Fleischman remains the lone running back. Manning will work out of the shotgun again. Gantner goes in motion right. Manning takes the snap, wants to throw deep. It's going to be too deep. Over everybody's head, way out of bounds as well. It's going to bring up 3rd down again.
Yeah, he was trying to get that receiver. What'd you say his name was? Number 1, Gantner. Gunter. Yeah, Gunter. He broke down, got behind his intended defensive man, but had the throw been on, it would have been a good play.
So 3rd and 7. They'll send 2 receivers to either side this time. Manning takes the shotgun snap, looks left, throws underneath as he has Soul this time. Tippy toes the sidelines, gets out of bounds.
It's close.
See where they mark it. He's out of bounds at about the 28. That's going to be close, but it looks like by the official on the other side, it's going to be just short.
Yeah, it is short by about a yard. 4th down. They're going to go for it. They're in 4-down territory on the 27-yard line. Nathan's got the 1st down as he ran off to right tackle. Made it about 8 yards down the field.
So the second 1st down of the drive, picked up here by the Diamondbacks. Clock continues to run. 8:45 to play here in the 1st, the initial drive of the ball game, as the Diamondbacks have put together a pretty good drive from they started at the midfield spot. They've gained about 30 yards so far. Whoops, I think Fleischman may have gone the wrong way. They throw for the corner, and it's going to be too long, incomplete. The pass out there was intended for Titan Fleischman, the 6'5 junior, and it was incomplete over his head.
Yeah, it was a good throw, too. I think Fleischman should have had that one. But it would have been right in the end zone. That would have been 6. But it just went right through his hands, right over the right shoulder.
Manning turned right. The running back, Bruin Fleischman, went left. So I thought for a moment maybe it was a misplay. They swing it underneath. This comes to Soul. Breaks 1 tackle, gets up to the 15.
Those quick outs right now, they're running that. That's their bread and butter right now, is they're running those quick outs. It's quick pass.
That's a gain of 6.
They're trying to draw the defense up a little bit so that they can get the hitch and go out on them. They've thrown twice out to the receiver, which has been behind our defense.
4 of 8 here on this opening drive for Manning for 24 yards. Manning again out of the shotgun. They put the tight end on the right side of the line. Manning again in trouble. Now he's trying to weave his way just to see what he can get up the middle. Gets across the 15 up to about the 12.
It's close to a 1st down. Looks like they're going to say 3rd down.
Ward helped on the stop. Again, they're going to be just short. It's going to bring up 4th and 1. Well, they're 2 out of 2 on 4th down conversions attempts on this drive, and they're going to go for it here again as the ball spotted at the 12-yard line. Bruin Fleischman remains the lone setback. two receivers in the pattern only as they go double tight ends. Both receivers left. They'll give it to Fleischman. He's going to be stacked up and short. And they're going to turn the ball over as Preston's going to get off the field, and they'll take over with the ball at about their own 12-yard line.
Yeah, that was a good stop by the defense right there as they stepped up. They anticipated a quarterback keep, but he did hand off and was able not quite to get the line to gain.
Fleischman tried to make a move in the hole instead of just putting his head down and picking up a yard.
He stepped back.
So 1st and 10 Preston as they start at their own 12-yard line with 7 minutes left here in the first quarter. Ty will open up at quarterback. Iverson and Dunn on his shoulders as far as running backs go. And they put three receivers, two receivers to the right. They'll give it to Dunn. Dunn wants to get around the corner. He can't. He's met there initially as the initial contact made by Braden Wright, the 5'10 junior.
Yeah, he's going to lose yardage back to about the 6, maybe 7. Nope, they're going to mark it at the 9 as forward progress.
So a loss of 4 for Scott. 2nd down and 14. As Ty looks back over here to the sideline, looking at the coaches who signal in the play from there. They go back to the 4 receivers lineup with 3 receivers left. Ty's going to roll left, throws underneath. It's in and out of the hands of Knapp and incomplete.
And that was close because they had number 18, let me get his name here, Miles Gifford was right there. It went right through his hands too. So that was close to an interception.
So 3rd and long here for Preston in their opening possession. Pinned well back in their own territory. 3rd and 14 from about their own 12. Well, they've moved it back now after the loss of yardage. It's 3rd and 14 from about their own 9. They need to get the ball out to about the 22. Again, they'll go 4 wides, twins to each side. Actually, now they empty the backfield and put a 5th receiver in the slot as Iverson. They're going to throw deep. They got a man there, and it's incomplete.
And nearly picked off. It was a little bit underthrown. We're used to seeing Ty throw over the head, but that was a little bit as Harris had to come back and come to the ball, but it was close to an interception.
He gets that ball out a little bit farther, and Harris probably outruns him. 4th down as Isaiah Smith comes in to punt. He's averaged about 35 yards a kick so far this year. He had a long of 55 out of his 10 punts in the first 3 games. That's end over end. That's going to take a bounce at about the 30. It's going to roll and get right back out near the midfield stripe again, where it'll be picked up there by Gordon Knapp and down, and that's where the Century offense will come back onto the field again. 6:01 to play here in the first. We're scoreless. Century moved the ball well, but then came up empty.
Came up short
on their 3rd time trying to go for it on 4th down.
And Preston's defense held, and Preston went 4 and out or 3 and out, and Century's been able to move the ball, so a little bit favored on the Century side right now.
New running back is Tanner Gushner. As they fake it to him, Manning wants to throw. He's got a man down the middle, wide open, caught as he's going to go all the way, touchdown. It's going to be a 50-yard touchdown reception by Drew Guttner, and Century's going to break on top.
Yeah, he got back behind Hunter Wright, and Hunter was just not able to keep up. He's probably, that receiver's probably a 1.5 taller than he is, and that ball was placed perfectly by Hunter. Was it Hunter, right?
Yeah, perfect throw right down the middle by Manning. For the touchdown. So here is Cooper Hankey in to try the extra point. Snap a little bit high, they get it down. The kick is no good. He hooked it left. So with 5:51 left here in the first quarter, Century gets on the board. They lead by the score of 6-0. Back with a kickoff right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsize, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information. 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-1837.
KACH.
Century will kick the ball off. Little delay here while they get the ball set up as they lead 6-0 on the 50-yard touchdown pass. As the touchdown pass thrown by Nathan Manning to Drew Guntner. Guntner had a 66-yard TD reception last week in that game against Pocatello. So Manning will kick it off. Versatile kid, does a lot of things for this club. Puts a toe to it, high, right down the middle. It's going to come down to Iverson. Nope, it's going to go over his head and it's going to land in the end zone. So it'll be Preston ball as they bring it back out to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 from there.
Yeah, I keep forgetting his name. The quarterback, Manning. Yeah, I was watching him in the warm-ups, kicking off, and he was kicking from the 40 in the end zone most of them. So
just think of Peyton and hope he plays more like Eli. So 1st and 10 Preston at their own 20. Iverson set back. 2 receivers to either side. They'll give it to Iverson, tries to bounce it outside, and looks back in the middle. He sticks his nose just across the 20, give him a yard, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 19. Or 2nd down and 9, I should say.
Century's got a very good defensive line there. Their front 4, they're all averaging right around 210 to 240.
We apologize for the camera as they again hand the ball inside. Iverson's going to lose a couple of yards this time, back to about their own 18. So take away the 1 yard that he gained. It'll bring up 3rd down and 11. As the camera, you'll notice it's having a little difficulty. It's just showing its displeasure with having to work out here in the moisture tonight.
I bundled up, so it's not that cold. It's really not all that cold.
Ty out of the shotgun, takes the snap. He'll swing it out as it comes to Iverson. Breaks a tackle at the 20. Loses the ball. It's loose right at about the 22-yard line. Now the question is who's on it.
Well, Preston jumped on it.
As Preston has it, it'll bring up 4th down.
Recovered by who we got here? 60. It was Dallin Palmer.
It's a 3-yard reception, and Preston will punt again here on 4th down.
They're struggling moving the ball. The defense is really stopping that running game right now. Iverson hasn't even had a chance to get out of the backfield, I don't think.
Not what Coach Iverson wanted to see, a fumble, but at least they're able to get it back this time.
Yep.
As
doesn't go down as a takeaway.
Puts a toe to it. It'll hit again right about midfield and roll back to the 45, and there's Knapp again. He'll down it at the Century 44-yard line. That's where Manning in the offense will come back out and put it back to work.
And after the Isaiah Smith punt, the Diamondbacks take over at the
So Smith with another good punt. 3:50 to play here in the first. 6-0 Century.
Kind of playing ping pong ball between the goal post and the 45-yard line on the field, all on Preston's side.
Next week is homecoming, as Preston will be at home again next week. We'll tell you more about homecoming as we get a little bit deeper into the game here, as Manning wants to throw again. Again, wants to go deep down the sideline, and it's going to be out of bounds. Threw it over the outside shoulder of Gentner, and that was out of bounds.
A little bit of a push off there by Garza. Or no, not Garza. Andrew Gunter. He's been a big target so far today. They've thrown 3 deep ones to him.
2nd down and 10. 4 receivers into the pattern, 2 to each side. Gushner, the running back again, they're going to throw underneath this time. And stepping out of bounds, getting across the midfield stripe up to about the 48 is Titan Fleischman. They'll mark it again right at midfield this time, so it'll be a gain of 6.
Hunter Wright had the first, after the reception, had the first chance to get him out, but was thrown out of bounds by Iverson.
Here's the third down play. They're going to run it right, picking up the first down as they get almost out to the 40-yard line. That's DeQuan Lang, his first carry.
He showed some speed there. He went right through that first blockers off the line there, and it took the backfield to bring him down.
It's the ball up to the 42-yard line. Another first down. That's the 4th first down here in the first quarter for the Diamondbacks. Again, Manning wants to throw. Rolling right. He's got Soul wide open, doesn't throw it to him. He puts his head down as he gets back across the line of scrimmage, pick up about 3 yards before he's whacked out of bounds.
And he was hit hard by, I believe it was Zay Davis that hit him, knocked him out of bounds. He probably got a sore rib after that one.
You can only give him a gain of 2, so it's 2nd down and 8. Again, they'll go 4 wides, 2 to each side. Gushner remains the lone setback. Again, Manning wants to throw. Underneath, goes complete as he gets up near the 32.
Close to a first down.
That's going to be thrown to Bruin Fleischman, the receiver. It's going to be just short, though. Be a gain of 7 and leave it as 3rd down and 1.
Holding call against...
didn't see the flag.
Yeah, holding call against Century. So that'll bring it back to 2nd and probably 14.
No, it'll be marked off from the spot, from the snap.
Okay.
So it'll move the ball all the way back to the midfield stripe. So it's going to be 2nd down and 8 and 19. So 2nd 19, the holding penalty pushes it back 10. Manning wants to throw, breaks one tackle, now rolling left and puts his head down, but he's wrapped up there as Knapp brings him down at the 49.
Yeah, Gordon had a beat on him as he broke free. He was going to rush the quarterback, but rolled out to the to Preston's left or right and was able to get him. So only a gain of about 2 or 3.
3rd down and long. 3rd and 17 is what they'll call it. And Century so far here in the first quarter is 0 for 3 on 3rd down conversion attempts. See if Preston can extend that out. You wouldn't think they would go for it on 4th down. Of course, it depends on what the down and distance will be. As Manning wants to throw, they're coming after him. It's a screen as it goes to Fleischman, puts his head down, gets down the sideline. Gets out to about the 35. He's going to be short of the first down by about 4 or 5 yards.
So Davis was able to get him after the screen, but boy, that was set up perfectly. They let the defenders come back. They almost got Manning in the backfield, but he was able to get the ball off on that screen. So
it's a 12-yard reception on the screen pass, and it's 4th down and 5, and they're going to go for it again. And once again, high jumps, no flag this time. It's amazing how everyone automatically looks to the official. Stop begging for the penalty and just play the game. Manning wants to throw underneath, almost intercepted. In and off the hands of his receiver.
Yeah, Wright came through for the Indians to break that one up. Hunter Wright broke that pass up and stopped him on 4th down, so it'll turn over to the Indians.
Bruin Fleischman, the intended receiver, took a little bit of a pop when the ball went off of his hands. So here comes the Indian offense again.
We got to get in sync here pretty soon.
Again, we apologize for the camera. Now it decides it wants to work again. So here comes Ty, 1st and 10. 3 receivers left. He's going to throw left, a little underneath screen. That goes to Smith. breaks a tackle, gets down the sideline, gets across the 45 up the midfield where he's finally brought down.
About a 13-yard run, but it was also set up perfectly as Isaiah took the ball and got into the secondary of Century.
That's the first down tonight for Preston as they move the ball out to the 49-yard line. One thing the coach did tell me was that the defensive backs for Century, they all graduated, and the new guys that they have in there have struggled in their first 3 games. Give it to Iverson. Wants to come left on the sweep, trying to get around the corner, gets across midfield up to the 49. Called a gain of 2 this time for Andrew.
Yeah, he had Garrett Ward in front of him to make a block, but Century had some more help there right at the end.
It'll be 2nd down and 8 for Preston. When we come back, we'll take a timeout here at the end of the quarter. After 1, it is Century 6, Preston nothing. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Monday through Friday, commonly referred to as the work week. Or, to us football fans, the days between Saturdays. Game days live here on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Catch Utah State football this Saturday night as the Aggies travel to San Diego State. Our coverage starts at 7:30 on Saturday night.
Hey everybody, this is Scott Girard, and this is your home for Utah State Athletics. 105.5 FM and AM 1340, KACH, Preston.
Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
KACH.
Welcome back. What you did miss was Ty Hyde got the defense to jump. That moved the ball 5 yards, so it's still 2nd down, and 2nd down and only 3 this time. As it moves the ball up to the 44-yard line of the Century Diamondbacks. Ty, give it to Iverson. Straight ahead, runs into a man. Big short gain.
Yeah, maybe a yard. Maybe a yard. That front line for Century is doing a terrific job. They're just closing off everything as Iverson tries to get through there.
3rd and 1. As again, Indians take their time as they look over to the sideline. Looks like they're going to line up with 2 running backs, Iverson and Dunn. That'll leave 3 receivers into the pattern. 2 to the left, single receiver right is Ward. Snap, give it to Dunn. Scott trying to come left, get around the corner, puts his head down, gets up to the 41. He's going to be close. Let's see where they spot the ball before they grab him by the shirt and throw him backwards.
It's pretty close to a late hit there by Century, but they didn't throw a flag, so.
And it's a 1st down for the Indians. So Scotty gets a yard, gets the 1st down. 1st and 10 from the Century 41-yard line. The White Hat going crazy trying to tell the chain gang to move.
Trying to get the clock moving.
Just underway here in the 2nd quarter, 6-0 Century. 1st and 10 for the Indians, their first venture into Diamondback territory tonight. As they throw underneath, they try to get it back to Dunn again. Scott puts his head down, breaks a couple of tackles, gets across the 30 up to about the 27, another 1st down.
There we go, we get Scotty involved here, and he's able to get up in the 1st down, so great job, nice catch and run by Scotty.
It's another 13-yard gain to pass catch to Dunn. Back-to-back 1st downs here.
Kind of giving Century a little bit of their own medicine here. Just quick passes, quick outs.
4 receivers this time. Now they kind of open it up a little bit. Iverson breaks a couple of tackles. Someone tried to drag him by the shirt and throw him down. But Iverson stays on his feet, gains 8 yards all the way up to the 20.
Yeah, that was a great run. That just showed his leg strength for Iverson as he went barrel first, and he just kept dragging 2 or 3 Century players with him.
Call it 2nd down and 3 as they give him 7 on the play. Ball up to right at the 20-yard line. Preston trying to get even in the game. 9:27 to play here in the first half. Ty rolling, throws underneath, incomplete. Tried to get it underneath the intended receiver, Justin Inglet.
Yeah, that's a new receiver we haven't seen for a while. I've seen this year. I don't think that's my first throw to him, but he was just a little bit short.
That's the baseball coach's son, Kenny Inglet.
Oh, is that right?
Justin will be on the baseball team this year. He played on the JV last year.
Oh.
Clock stops with 9:21 to play. They go back to Iverson, bounces it outside, gets across the 20, trying to get around the corner. Gets near the 15, which is going to be enough for the first down as he gains 5 more.
Nice run by Iverson. He had to go outside as Gordon Knapp was on the outside, set up a good block for him to turn upfield just enough to get the first down.
So 1st and 10 again for Preston. Ty's going to roll right, still rolling. Now throws over the head of Garrett Ward, and the flag comes in late. This is probably going to be roughing the passer, I'm guessing.
Personal foul. Number 2 came in and threw him down after the ball was gone.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, that'll be half the distance right there.
That's DeQuan Lang, the running back, who looks like is guilty of the late hit. As they try to sort it out here, they'll walk it off. They'll start from the 15, and they'll go forward and set it down at the 8-yard line. So half the distance. Personal foul, roughing the passer, and another automatic first down. That's 5 first downs now for Preston here in the first half. 1st and goal from inside the 10. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Iverson, the lone setback. Referee blows the whistle and we're ready to play. Iverson stands on Hyde's left shoulder. Dunn comes in motion. They give it to Scott on the end around. Gets just a very short game before he runs out of room. Well played there by the Diamondbacks to stretch it out. Scott gets maybe a yard.
Yeah, they're keying on that backfield. They're definitely getting there to the runner. Anything coming from the backfield, they're keying on that. But we haven't had time to throw downfield either.
They've been trying to figure out a way to get the ball in Dunn's hands more. They've figured it out. Now they're going to stick him in the backfield instead of Isaiah Smith so far tonight. Dunn rolling right, wants to throw. Throws for the corner to Dunn. And did he get it?
No, he dropped it.
No, dropped it. Kids over there playing catch with the football. I saw the football go by and I thought it was a flag. It drew my attention away.
Yeah, that was close.
So Hyde 3 for 7 so far for 26 yards here in the first half as the clock stops with 8:52 to play. 3rd down and goal. All the way again back at their own 8-yard line.
It's going to be another throw to the inside.
They go trips left this time as they'll swing it out for Dunn, and it's too high and over his head. Wouldn't have mattered because Miles Gifford, the 6-foot junior, was right inside a Dunn shirt. He was going to bring him down as soon as he caught the ball anyway.
Yeah.
So the clock stops again with 8:42. They're going to let Dunn try a field goal. It'll be from the left hash. They'll put the ball down at the 15, so this will be a 25-yard attempt to try to get Preston on the board. Out of the hold of Garrett Ward. Snap, G gets it down. Look out, almost blocked, and it's going to be wide right, no good. So the field goal attempt is no good, and that's going to put the ball back into Century's hands, back at where the ball was spotted. No, we'll come back out to the 20.
Yeah,
come back out to the 20.
It's almost like a touchback.
So 1st and 10 for Century, all the way back out their 20-yard line. I think Scott saw the man coming off his left and pushed it left, trying to make sure it didn't get blocked. Speaking of block, someone who didn't on the left side of the line there.
Yeah, exactly.
So 1st and 10 Century. 2 receivers left, couple of running backs as they go straight ahead. And that's Guchner straight ahead, who gets back to the line of scrimmage, and no more than that. So no gains. Bring up 2nd down and 10.
Hudson Nelson on the great tackles. Got him for no gain.
Clock. Go ahead.
No, 2nd down and 10 is all I was going to say. Yeah, so we held him to no gain on that one.
8:15 to play here in the first. Manning out of the shotgun again, throwing right this time. Throws it underneath. It's complete as that's taken there by Blackhawk. And Blackhawk finally wrestled down after about the 28 to be a gain of 8 on the play. Third down again here for the Diamondbacks.
3rd and 3. Has about 3 yards for the line to gain. I'm looking for another quick pass out to the side here.
2 tight ends to the right. Slot man to the right. They give it to Gettner. Big hole, gets across the 30, has the first down, gets out to the 33, picks up 4.
Yeah, Gettner, he's got some quick speed. You see how quick he came through that hole?
Yep.
Yeah, he's got great speed, but we was able to stop him. But first down for the Diamondbacks.
Only carried the ball 1 time last week against Pocatello and lost 2 yards. But it certainly looks like he's better than that. He's quick enough to hit the hole very quickly.
Yeah.
3 receivers left this time for Century. As they'll go back to Gettner again. Runs into a crowd this time. And a mass of bodies pushes him back. Be a short gain. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
That hole that was open on the last play was not there this time. He came through that same hole, but Isaiah Smith come up and blocked that hole right there. Perfect to sign coming through.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. 6:35 to play here in the first half. Remind you of after this play. Manning wants to throw, looking, steps out of 1 tackle, throws deep down the middle. There's Soul out there. Soul's got it, and he's on his way. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. This will go 66 yards for the score.
You knew that was coming. They had that. They went into the line, and then threw one deep downfield as they brought the Indians up. Their secondary came up just a little bit, anticipating a quick out. And then they go deep.
66-yard touchdown pass to Javon Soul. As it will be Cooper Hankey to come in and try the extra point. Spot, kick, it is good. And it's 13-0 with 6:19 to play here in the first half. Take a timeout, come back to the kickoff right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
KACH.
So 13-0 after the 66-yard scoring play. It's 13-0 Century here with 6:19 to play in the opening half. I was about to remind you to stay tuned at halftime. We'll have the Riley Construction halftime report coming up at the half. As Manning will put a toe to it again and put it back in play. His kick is going to go deep, and this one again will come right down at the goal line. Iverson has it at the 1, straight ahead to the 10, 15. Tries to move over toward his right. Gets up near the 23 where he's finally brought down. Pretty good return. And gets Preston out over the 20-yard line to start this next drive.
Especially where he caught it close to the goal line there and able to come back that far. That was good. Good run back by
So here comes
Andrew.
Here comes Ty back out on the field. 3 of 7 so far, throwing in the first half. As he's thrown for a total of 26 yards. 2 receivers to either side. Iverson remains the lone setback. Try to get it to Dunn again. Nope, they'll give it to Iverson. Big hole off the right side. Across the 30, still on his feet up near the 40.
Yeah, he was carrying 2 defenders back with him once he got around the corner. There was nobody there until the safeties come up and got him. And he dragged them for about 5 yards.
That's a gain of 17 and another first down as they spot the ball on the 40-yard line. For Iverson, 8 carries for 32 yards so far here in the first half. 3 receivers left this time for the Indians. Again out of the shotgun, looking underneath, they throw underneath, it goes to Ward. Garrett has it across the 45 up to the 47. That'll be a 7-yard gain and bring up 2nd down and 3.
Good to see Garrett get in the picture there. Hits that. He's usually been a key. He's got talent, he's got speed, and he can catch the ball. If we can get him involved a little more.
So 2nd down and short. 3 receivers right this time. Almost gives you a chance to take a shot at it. Nope, they're going to give it to Iverson. Has the first down as he gets it across the midfield stripe all the way out to the 46-yard line.
And Century territory.
That's another gain of 6 for Iverson. 3rd down and 8, or 3rd on the 2nd down run, makes it 1st and 10. This time they'll go 2 receivers to each side. Ty straightens up, throws quickly, tries to get it to Harris, in and out of his hands, and it's incomplete.
I would have, that's a catch I would have expected him to catch. It was low, but below the belt, but still a catchable pass.
So it stops the clock with 4:48 to play here in the first, as Preston's trying to get on the board here before we go to the halftime break. They're going to come up in press coverage on the 2 outside men. They also have 2 flankers on the play, Smith and Ward. Snap comes to Hyde. Underneath it comes to Isaiah Smith. He's caught, hit immediately as soon as he makes the catch. The first contact there made by Jonah Soul, the 5'10 junior.
That was, if you want to see a picture-perfect tackle, he grabbed him and held him up, but kept pushing him backward and never stopped. So we'd like to see that a little more on the blue side.
So for Preston, it brings up 3rd and long. As they've been able to convert without going to 3rd down here for most of this quarter. They're 0 for 3 on 3rd down conversion attempts so far here in the first half. 2 receivers to either side, 3rd and 11. They'll throw in the slot this time as that goes to Garrett Ward for positive yardage. He gets out to about the 44-yard line.
Still about 6 yards to go for the first down.
He'll pick up about 6 yards and bring up 4th. Hyde stays on the field, so it looks like they'll go for it. Fourth and 6. As the clock continues to run. Wants to throw, throws deep, he's got it. Harris wide open, he makes the catch, and he scores!
Nice job by Harris. He caught the signal. What was funny is he came out on the field, he was on the Century side of the field taking the instructions, but he went up. I don't even think he got set before he started downfield. And wide open. Nice throw by Hyde.
Harris had a long touchdown pass in the game against Logan, scores his 2nd touchdown of the year, gets Preston on the board. It's 13-6 as Scott will try the extra point. 3:11 to play here in the first half. Snap, spot. The kick-up is up this time, and it is good. And it makes it 13-7 as the Indians get on the board here. Time out on the field. We'll take a timeout. We'll come right back right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
West Motor Company has a lifetime warranty.
Well, I guess the secret's out. West Motor in Preston and Logan is now including a no-charge, lifetime powertrain warranty on almost every vehicle we sell.
Almost every vehicle West Motor sells has a lifetime warranty, and your prices are the best around. Why would anybody go anywhere else?
I can't think of a single reason.
Lifetime warranty only at westmotorcompany.com.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Harris, who was not targeted one time last week. No catches.
Right.
And hauls one in for 44 from his cousin Ty Hyde. And Preston's on the board as it's 13-7 now, as Isaiah Smith will kick it back over to Century. As Smith puts a toe to it, this is going to come down short about the 15-yard line. Bruin Fleischman has it. Nope. As he cuts it outside, still on his feet, gets up to the 40. I beg your pardon, that was not Bruin Fleischman. It was Kyle Flores, I believe, number 10.
Yeah, Dunn was able to get to him and push him out of bounds. Otherwise, he'd have seen pay dirt because Dunn was the last one to pick him up.
He was on the dead run when he got to that ball at the 15-yard line and cut it outside and almost got around the corner. So they'll spot it at the 38, 1st and 10 there for Century. Bruin Fleischman will line up in the backfield. 3 receivers right here for Manning. Single receiver left as they put 4 men into the pattern. Snap to Manning, looking down the sideline, still looking. Not much of a rush, now rolls right. Still looking, still rolling. Now they've got him. Manny's going to pick up a short gain. Gets up to about the 42, but took a heck of a lick as he crossed the 40-yard line.
Zoe Davis and Austin Ward on the tackle there was able to stop him.
Picks up 5. 2nd down and 5. Clock runs, 2:30 to play here in the first half. Again, they'll go twins to each side. Bruin Fleischman, the lone running back. They fake to Fleischman. Now he's in trouble again. Here comes the rush, and they got him back to the 38-yard line. Davis off the bottom of the pile as he's going to lose yardage again. Back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
That was a big play by the defense there, and also to stop him. To be able to stop him here. We can get the ball back if we can.
So 3rd and 10. Fake the inside. Here they come again. As he's able to get away, as he throws across the 50-yard line, but he's stepping out of bounds. He was out of bounds when he made the catch. They tried to get it to Drew Guntner, but he was out of bounds.
Yeah, it was a good play. He had it, but the momentum of the ball, where the ball was located, brought him out of bounds and had 1 foot out of bounds when he came down.
So Manning will drop back into punt formation. Dunn's going to go back and all the way back in his own 20. Remember, Scott really turned the momentum of the game around early in the second half last week when he took the punt back 95 yards for the score. Bad snap. Manning has to go up and get it, then has to hurry to get it away. Nice spiraling kick. It's going to hit about the 32 and roll down to about the 25. Scott lets it roll. 1st and 10 Preston from there with 1:29 to play in the half.
The change of possession here. We have a chance with a minute and a half to go. If Preston can get it, they're going to be playing deep, though. They'll be playing in a safety defense. Prevent defense.
So Ty stops to get the play from the coach on the way by. Now gets to the huddle and he'll relay that information. 1st and 10 as Preston can get back. If they can manage to score, they can either be tied or take the lead actually into halftime. 1st and 10, Ty wants to throw. He's got a man right down the hash mark. It's gone! He's gone! Already, 1 play for the touchdown.
That's the same play he scored last week on him. Just a long deep, and he was in front of the defense, or in back of the defense, with a great catch, throw and catch. Nice job by Hyde and Scotty Dunn.
75 yards. As Dunn able to take it all the way, got beyond his man, and there was no catching him. Dunn will now try the extra point to give Preston the lead as we're tied at 13. Spot, kick, line drive is through, and Preston has a lead as it's 14-13 with 1:18 to play in the half. Take a timeout. Back with the kickoff for the Indians right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
KACH.
So the 75-yard touchdown play from Ty Hyde to Scott Dunn puts Preston in the lead, 14-13. As, again, Smith will kick it off. This one's short. Comes down at about the 15-yard line again. Coming right this time, trying to get around the corner. He does get around the corner, up just over the 40-yard line, as it was Miles Gifford, 18, for the Diamondbacks, finally stepping out of bounds.
Unnecessary roughness against the Diamondbacks, as the flag was thrown late, as he knocked him out of bounds.
So against Preston?
Against Diamondbacks. Should be.
Well, let's see what they're going to call it, as the referee's going to get together with the umpire, who spots the ball. And now
they're saying it's against Preston.
And yeah, they will indeed. They're going to mark it off against Preston. Personal foul against the Indians. That'll move the ball all the way to the Preston 45 on the 15-yard penalty. Three penalties for 23 yards against the Indians here in the first half. First and 10, Soul comes in motion. Manning looking, now swings it underneath the Soul as they set up a center screen. Gets across the 40. He's gone. He's got a big crease down the sideline. It's a race for the corner, and he makes it in. Just getting in as Smith tried to take his ankles out from under him, but couldn't. And it's a one-play touchdown after the penalty, 45 yards.
Yeah, that was a well set up play. That center screen worked perfectly for him as they let the defense come through, and he threw it right over the middle, and he was off to the races, and a fast runner.
So Manning to Soul. You talk about him being a fast runner. I'll tell you a little story when we come back after the break. Here's the extra point attempt. It is up, and it is good. And Preston's lead was short-lived, as it's 20-14. We'll take a timeout with 54 seconds left in the half. Back right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that $20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search KASASA.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
KACH.
You talk about Mr. Soul taking that ball all the way back in and scoring the touchdown. The head coach, Travis Hobson, for Century, he's nicknamed Mr. Soul. He calls him Mr. Lightning in the Bottle. And you can see why. Every time he gets his hands on the ball, he has a chance of going all the way.
Boy, he does. He is quick.
Javon Soul, a 5'7", 150-pound junior. So here we go. They'll kick it back into play as Manning puts a toe to it. And we got whistles right after the kick. I'm going to say that's probably going to be an offside call against the Diamondbacks. That'll push him back 5 yards.
I didn't even see the flag.
Don't feel bad. I don't either. I just heard whistles. So they'll push it back 5. They'll re-tee it this time from the 35-yard line.
54 seconds to go in this half. And what we've had 2 scores in the last 2 minutes.
It'll not be Manning to kick off this time. It's actually Bruin Fleischman who will kick off. 54 seconds left in the half. Fleischman, line drive kick. That's going to come to Dunn. That's not where you want to kick it. Back at about his own 7. Scotty straight ahead, makes one move, gets it around a block, stumbles as they just did to get his feet out from under him. Gets it back to about the 18-yard line. With 46 seconds left, that's where the Indian offense will put it into play.
He tried to draw the crowd, Century runners, over to that right side and then cut back. He had a block, had it set up to get a block, come around the right side, but somebody dove in and tripped him by the shoelaces to bring him down at the, where is he at? 18?
At the 18. So the Century defense certainly would be thinking long pass here. But let's see what Ty has in mind. All 5 players go into the pattern. Empty backfield as Ty wants to throw. Looking, he will go deep. This is going to be too deep, though. It's over everybody's head. Scott looked inside. The ball was outside the hash marks and fell incomplete.
Scott was actually bumped off the line there, and they had 2 on him coming down that right side.
So it's 2nd down and 10. As Ty will once again drop back into the shotgun. They throw underneath this time out to the 25-yard lines. That goes to Harris. That'll be a gain of 7. So 3rd down and 5 coming up here for the Indians.
35 seconds to go in the half.
Harris with 2 catches, 51 yards and a touchdown here in the first half.
Big hole up the middle on that right side. Oh, they went the wrong way.
3rd down and 5, and they got Ty all the way back to the 18 again. As coming in on the blitz was Cooper Henke.
Yeah, Ty High was waiting for the setup right here. They were going to throw out in the flat here, just over the defense there, and took too much time to set up.
That'll bring up 4th down with 19 seconds to play in the half.
Can't afford to give them back the ball.
Century will take the timeout, try to preserve the 19 seconds, but we'll keep it here. And we'll remind you that next week is homecoming, as Preston will be playing host to the Bonneville Bees next week. John and I will have the call for you, 6:30 with the kickoff, with the pregame show, 7 o'clock kickoff. And we'll also be riding in the homecoming parade next Thursday. Parade steps off at about 3 o'clock. I'll be out there. You're more than welcome to join me if you like.
There should be no problem. It's a 3:30 parade time. Is that what you said?
Yes.
That'll be fun.
We have a lot of candy on order, I'm told, by the bosses that we can throw out at the kids.
Good.
The youngsters and the oldsters, for that matter, as well. Tate Rawlings comes back onto the field here late. 4th and 10. Preston will kick it away. This is going to hit at the 50-yard line, take a weird bounce. Soule waits for it, then drops it, and he's covered back at the 40-yard line as he hops back on the ball with 22 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, he was able to jump on it, but that was close to a fumble and turnover to Preston.
Yeah, he just did get back on the ball. So Century leads 20-14. They have the ball in 22 seconds to work with. Bet you a bucket of nickels it's going to Soule.
Yeah.
3 receivers right. Quick out. Remember, that's for entertainment purposes only. Man in motion back over to the left, looking right down the hash mark. He's going to go to Fleischman, and it's dropped. Bruin Fleischman had it all the way out to about the 33, but couldn't hang on. Incomplete pass stops the clock with 15 seconds to play in the half.
Yeah, they sent, was it Lang? What's his number 6? Sent him down the right side. He did have a step on the defender, which was Iverson.
They'll go 3 receivers left this time. Single receiver right, and once again, there's Davis. He's got him all the way back to the 30-yard line, and this is going to end the half, as we'll just let the clock run. 4, 3, 2, 1, and at halftime, Century leads 20-14 going into the break. We invite you to stick around. The Ralph Construction halftime report is coming up right after this timeout, with the Indians trailing by 6 as we go to halftime.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
The Limbic Arc may help you or someone you know be more calm. It's simple to use. Find out more by logging on to mylocalradio.com and clicking on the Limbic Arc logo. Check it out now. Visit mylocalradio.com and click on any Limbic Arc logo.
Advertise your open positions on the radio. You'll be amazed how quickly you see a response. You'll reach more people for less. The job stop includes radio and internet advertising. Call us for more info. We're a local company with a toll-free number, 833-856-9625. That's 833-856-9625.
If you're doing some cleanup work around the yard, the house, the garage, or the farm, remember, you can turn scrap metal into cash when you take that metal to Idaho Salvage and Metal in Preston. They pay top dollar for aluminum cans, aluminum window and door frames, brass and steel. They take junk cars and trucks, farm equipment, and industrial gear. So rather than taking that stuff to the landfill, park it on the scales at Idaho Salvage and Metal on West Oneida in Preston.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
From sunup to sundown, we spend our time on the dairy, caring for cows and producing milk. And we also love being part of our tight-knit communities, being advocates for the kids in our schools, and being providers of safe, nutritious food for families around here and around the world. As your local dairy producers, we are more than farmers. We are Dairy West.
The Halftime Report is brought to you by Ralph's Construction. More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction, 435-232-1837.
KACH.
Welcome back here. We are at halftime with Century leading by the score of 20-14, at least through the first half. Preston is still very much in this game.
Yeah, well, I actually had the lead there for just a short second, for a little bit of time going in the bottom of the second quarter there. And, yeah, momentum changed with big plays. Big plays is the key of that first half.
It was. It was very much the keys of the first half. In fact, we'll go over the scoring. Century got on the board first. A 50-yard scoring pass from Manning to Guttner. The extra point was no good, and it was 6-0. They came right back with us on a 66-yard scoring pass as Manning threw his first of 2 touchdown passes to Soule in the first half. That extra point was good, and it was 13-0. Preston got on the board with what actually ends up being the shortest scoring play of the first half, a 44-yard touchdown pass from Hyde to Harris, and the extra point was good and made it 13-7. Preston then came right back next time they got the ball. On the first play of the possession, Ty hit Scott Dunn for 75 yards on the score. The extra point was good. It was 14-13. However, Century came right back, hit on a 45-yard touchdown pass as Manning went to Soule once again, and the extra point made it 20-14 as we go into the halftime break. You wanted to see big plays? Well, you got big plays.
That's exactly what it is. And I think both teams, that's where their money's going to lie, is on big plays, even for the second half of this game. Preston, they have the key players, which has always been, with these smaller schools, they have some size on the lines, but they've always had a tough time with their line play.
We had heard that the defensive backfield for the Century Diamondbacks had struggled a little bit this year. That's part of the reason why they had given up so many points. They're averaging giving up 35 points a game on the year so far, but Ty was able to beat them twice deep for touchdown plays, and certainly you'd have to look for more of that coming up in the second half.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing. If we can get behind their defense, we've got a chance for big plays. But the thing that's beaten us, the reason Century's actually ahead of us, is that their speed. Their speed from the backfield has just been phenomenal, and down to catch the passes. They're runners. When they get in the open field, they're fast.
They are a very quick team. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, look at the stats from the first half as we continue right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
In Franklin County, they know it's what's on the inside that really matters. That's why they offer advanced radiology and imaging using the latest in technology, performing x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, nuclear testing, ultrasounds, mammography, and much more, right in Preston, Idaho. With short wait times and a highly skilled staff available around the clock, they'll help you reach a diagnosis quicker. Make sure your doctor knows you want to save time and money, closer to home. Let them be the next to take your picture. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
It's the end of a long day, and your feet are tired, or are you running behind schedule? But you need milk and eggs. You don't want to have to walk clear to the back of the store to get a gallon of milk and a dozen eggs. I suspect we all can relate to both of those stories. The great news is that this problem has been solved by Stokes Market in Preston, with a recently installed new cold case right near the front door. If you just need a gallon of milk or some eggs, you can find them right inside the front door. Visit Stokes Market today in Preston.
Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
Interviews, highlights, and analysis with the best in the business. Here we go. Others can talk about the game. Only one source can deliver the goods. And it can only be found right here on the Coach Gary Anderson Show on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
The Coach Gary Anderson Show, live from Wingers in Logan, Thursday nights at 6 on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH.
We are Dairy West. That means we are milk people, family people, animal people, people people. We are environment-loving people, giving back people, job-creating people, and glass all the way full people. As your local dairy producers, we are more than farmers. We are Dairy West.
K-A-C-H. K-A-C-H.
Preston trails by 6 here at halftime. Take a look at the halftime stats here as Ty Hyde completed 7 of 14 in the first half for 156 yards and a couple of long touchdown scores. That now gives Ty a total on the year of 10 touchdown passes through the first 3.5 games so far. On the ground, Scott Dunn ran the ball 3 times for a total of -2. Ty Hyde ran it once for -5. Andrew Iverson got really the bulk of the groundwork, 8 carries for a total of 38 yards. Catching the ball, Scott Dunn 2 catches in the first half. Isaiah Smith had a couple for a total of 12. Garrett Ward caught one for 7 yards. 2 catches for Cole Harris for 51 yards and a touchdown in the first half as well. Andrew Iverson also caught one for 3 yards. Preston had 7 first downs in the first half. They committed 3 penalties for a total of 23 yards. For the Diamondbacks from Century, who lead by 6 at the break, it was Nathan Manning, who was 9 of 14 for 122 and 3 touchdowns in the first half. DeJuan Lang carried the ball once for 7 yards. Tanner Gutschner with 3 carries for a total of 4 yards. And Manning carried it a total of 7 times for a total of 10 yards in the first half. Gutner with a catch in the first half. Javon Soule had 3 catches for 78 yards and a touchdown in the first half. Bruin Fleischman caught one for 12 yards in the first half as well. Century committed a total of 3 penalties in the first half for a total of 20 yards, and they managed 5 first downs. And one thing we noticed, John, much like last week when the Indians were able to hold the Canyon Ridge Club without picking up a first down on a 3rd down conversion attempt, both these teams in the first half tonight 0 for 10 on 3rd down conversion attempts.
3rd down conversion, and that's a big play. And I think most of those were short gain. There weren't a lot of long and 3rd and longs. So I think we've had 1 punt. Is that all we've had
I think we've punted a couple of times, and I think they've punted it once as well. So, yeah, not very many punts. They've gone for it a lot on first down, but I should say on 4th down, but neither side has been real successful on either 3rd or 4th down, for that matter, trying to move the chains and keep drives alive. They've been doing it really with big plays coming on 1st and 2nd down.
Century started out with just those quick outs, and they were moving the ball in their first possession down the field at will. And then Preston came up with a big stop down there on the end zone on their first possession, but they were unable to move the ball. And it wasn't until the second quarter, halfway through, when everything started going bang, bang, bang.
So for the Indians, look for more of the same. Look for trying to run Iverson up the middle, soften that defense, and then try to take advantage of what seems to be an inexperienced defensive backfield for Century, who allowed a couple of big scoring plays in the first half for Preston. Preston defense has to be able to get off the field better than what they did in the first half.
Right. They've got to they've got to pressure those defensive backs, but they are quick. When there's a short pass or a run, they move in and real quick. They're getting 3 and 4 people on a tackle, and Preston's struggling with that. They're letting them get 4 or 5 yards down the field before they get the tackle.
Don't forget, next week, Preston back here at home again. It'll be homecoming with the Bonneville Bees in town. This has been the Ralph Construction Halftime Report. Come back. We got the 3rd quarter coming up right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsize, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction, 435-232-1837.
In the good old days, you did business with people who treated you well, had a firm handshake, and looked you in the eye. At West Motor here in Preston and Logan, that's the way we did it. Since then, we've grown and added technology, but we didn't leave the good stuff out. We still offer a free car wash when you're in for service. We offer quality Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford vehicles. We look you in the eye when we give you our no-charge lifetime powertrain warranty, and we finish every deal with a firm handshake. The good old days were good, and these days are good too. We know we've been here all along. Visit West Motor today.
WestMotorCompany.com.
Behind every project is a True Value. At Stokes Market and True Value in Preston, whether you need hardware, dog food, tools, batteries, plumbing supplies, paint, or cleaning products, you'll find them all. Plus a whole lot more at Stokes Market and True Value. With a large inventory, you'll find all the big name brands you trust and low prices every time you visit. So whether you're just starting or you're in the middle of a project, stop in today and visit our friendly, knowledgeable staff. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
Monday through Friday, commonly referred to as the work week. Or, to us football fans, the days between Saturdays. Game days live here on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Catch Utah State football this Saturday night as the Aggies travel to San Diego State. Our coverage starts at 7:30 on Saturday night.
Hey everybody, this is Scott Gerard, and this is your home for Utah State Athletics. 105.5 FM and AM 1340 KACH, Preston.
If you're doing some cleanup work around the yard, the house, the garage, or the farm, remember, you can turn scrap metal into cash when you take that metal to Idaho Salvage and Metal in Preston. They pay top dollar for aluminum cans, aluminum window and door frames, brass and steel. They take junk cars and trucks, farm equipment, and industrial gear. So rather than taking that stuff to the landfill, park it on the scales at Idaho Salvage and Metal on West Oneida in Preston.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield, Logan.
Ready to start the second half. Preston will receive as we'll open the second half here. As Indians will go right to left across your radio dial here in the second half. That comes down to Iverson at the goal line. Up to the 20. Still on his feet across the 25. Stumbles forward to the 30.
Yeah, he had a big hole there, a chance to get through there, but it was picked up by the shoelaces by 31. Is it 36? We have a number for him.
31 is Riker Anderson, their backup running back.
I believe it was 36. I misread the number there at first.
Okay, 36 would be Dylan Salmon. So Iverson gets it out to the 30. Good field starting position here for the Indians. 1st and 10. Coach Thorson out on the field questioning something. Must have been a penalty call against the Indians. This is going to push the ball way back. Going to move it all the way back to their own 15. So unsportsmanlike against the Indians. That's 15 yards.
Yeah, we can't afford to have little things like that kill us, because in a game like this, we need everything we can get.
So instead of having good starting position, they start in the shadow of their own goalpost. They fake it to Dunn. Little crosshatch goes to Iverson, gets out near the 25.
That's close to a first down.
They'll mark it
short.
Just a nose of the football short, so it's 2nd down in inches. 9-yard gain for Iverson on 1st and 10. So 2nd and short. See what Ty's going to do here. Does he take a shot at it, or do they just try to pick up the first down? Give it to Dunn. Dunn's going to go right, trying to get around the corner. He does get around the corner. Gets up near the 30-yard line. That.
I'm
so they come in and set it.
I'm impressed with Century's defense. There, I don't know if we've been able to have success on throwing on them, but when we run, their DBs are on the ball and they're up there quick.
That is a first down. Scotty moves the chains. And 1st and 10 for the Preston offense here very early in the second half. They trail 20-14. Their 14 points coming on a couple of long scoring plays in the first half. They empty the backfield again. 5 receivers into the pattern. This one goes to Hill. He has it up to midfield and brought down from behind.
That nice catch by Harris. Oh no, that was Harris.
That's a 19-yard gain. Another first down.
That's the same type of play that Century scored on with that pass right over the middle as the defense came in. Caught him quick into the middle and throw.
So 3 catches for 70 yards now for Hill. Little swing pass again, goes to Hill underneath. Gets across midfield, across the 45, up to about the 43-yard line before he's run out of bounds. That's going to be another gain of another 7 yards.
Yeah, it's going to be short by about 2 yards, maybe 3.
So second down and short here for the Indians as they come out throwing the ball underneath instead of trying to soften things up a little bit. Try to get those defensive backs to come up and then pop one long over their heads. You have handoff, goes to Iverson, bounces it outside across the 40. Gets hit, across the 35, up to the 33, and another first down.
Great cutback by Iverson, but that was a good play by Ty as they faked into the center with Dunn, and then Iverson came in with the ball on the second attempt to hand off.
That's another 10-yard gain for Iverson. First and 10, they move the chains again. That's 10 first downs now in the game for the Indians. 2 running backs this time. They'll give it to Dunn. Scotty's going to try to go right. Dunn, nice job to string it out. Scott drops the ball. They strip it away. Who's got it?
Sentry's got it.
As it will be Diamondback ball as Scott Dunn puts the ball on the ground.
Yeah, he cut up and he was grabbed from behind, and the tackler grabbed the ball and just pulled it right out from under him, away from him. And it went down, and there was nothing but white shirts there to get on top of it.
So first turnover of the night against the Indians. And that'll give Century the ball, first and 10 at their own 28-yard line, we'll call it. 9:03 to play here in quarter number 3, just underway. Manning throws underneath. It's complete over there. Soul has it, gets up near the 48-yard line. That'll be about a gain of 10. Let's see where they mark it as far as it would be a first down or not. And it will be. So first and 10 on the first play from scrimmage in the second half for the Diamondbacks. As Soul with another 10-yard catch. That's 4 catches for Soul for 88 yards. First and 10. Man in motion comes back here to the near side. They'll hand it off this time and grabbing the man and bringing him down all the way back in the backfield. The ball carrier was Goochner. No, I take that back. It was not. It was Kyler Hillman, number 20, that time. But making the tackle, darting through quickly and getting a holding him was Hudson Nelson, number 65.
Yeah, great play by Hudson as he was able to follow the handoff, and just grab him around the waist and pull him down.
So loss of 2 on the play, second down and 12. Whoop, he drops the ball. Now he's going to try to pick it up and do something with it. Breaks one tackle, spins out of another, but Davis has him by the ankles and won't let him get away.
That's the luck of the bounce of the ball right there, because usually those bounce away and it went right back up into his hands.
The student section setting off fireworks down here below us. It's a gain of 1. Third down and 11. So here comes another third down attempt by the Diamondbacks.
This is where they're dangerous, and I'm looking for...
but this is also where Preston has to improve. They need to get off the field in these situations.
Right, exactly.
Long count. Manning rolling right. Now wants to throw back deep. They have him by the shirt tail. He gets away, and he's going to throw it long and well out of bounds. And that'll bring up fourth down. He was in trouble as he just did spin out of a sack. and realized he was in trouble and just threw it out of bounds.
And it's luckily that ball made it out of bounds because that was thrown way high, and Scotty Dunn had a beat on it. Had it not gone out of bounds, it could have been intercepted.
So Dunn stands all the way back at his own 20 as Manning drops back to his own 23. He'll hit it from about the 25 here. Another high snap, and this is a end-over-end kick headed over to the far sideline. It's going to go out of bounds right along the sidelines. It dies there about the 33. So a pretty good punt by Manning, all things considered. And Preston will now come back out on offense for the second time. 6:49 to play here in the third quarter. And Preston trailing by 6, 20-14.
Well, that was a good series defensively for the Indians, able to make that stop on third down.
They were able to move the ball in their first possession, little short bursts. And fortunately ended up in a fumble by Scott Dunn. So they go two receivers to either side. Iverson the lone setback for the Indians. Dunn comes back in motion. They fake it to Scott, give it to Iverson. Little cross-buck action. He's throwing his feet across the 40, ahead to the 47-yard line.
Great run as he just powered through the defensive line there and got into the open field. And it was the defensive backs again that was able to had to come up and stop him.
Another first down for the Indians. 1st and 10 as they get the ball up just short of their own 49-yard line. 3 receivers left. Single receiver right is Ward. Out of the shotgun. Ty gets the snap. Pump fake. Now he wants to run. Nope, he's going to flip it underneath. That goes to Dunn. Dunn has it across the 40 ahead to the 36.
You know, great pattern by Dunn that time as Ty High had to move out of the pocket and he faked the run, which froze the defense, and then Scotty broke open to the right side there, and Ty was able to get him on a quick one.
15-yard gain. As again, Iverson on the ball, gets it across the 30 as Andy gets up to the market of the 27. That'll be another first down for Preston.
Scotty's got a thing. He wants to prove something here now, and so he's running well, and so is Iverson. Iverson's doing a terrific job there. Another hole, big hole for Iverson. Up the middle, shakes out.
Wants to bounce it outside. As Iverson again will get it up. Just now it's up to the 20-yard line. And for Iverson, that'll be another game, another 7 yards. Second down and call it 3. Preston trailing 20-14 here in the third. They really have the Century defense on their heels right now here in the third quarter.
Yeah, they've mixed up their plays really well. Some pass, and some run.
Defense almost jumps as now they're going to change the play as Ty looks back over toward the bench. Inside handoff as hang on to the ball. Boy, they're going to try to tackle the ball as that goes to Lincoln Bradford. His first carry of the night is no gain, and it's 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, they had to give Iverson a breather there to come out and get some water or something. He's back in. Bradford comes out.
He lost a yard. Call it 3rd and 5. Dunn going left, or right rather. 3 receivers come left. Knapp, Smith, and Ward. Snap to Hyde. Going to lob for the corner for Dunn. He's there. He's got a touchdown.
Nice. I saw that one coming, Dan, as he took off. He had single coverage, and the man was right up on him. Was going to bump and run, and he took off, and he had his man beat. And Ty threw a perfect pass in the corner of the end zone out on the right side.
22 yards for the touchdown, and we're tied at 20. Preston can take the lead again here after the extra point.
Hey, students, you're by our microphone. Move down.
Spot kick is up, and it is good. So Preston does indeed take the lead again. It's now 21-20 here with 4:21 to play in quarter number 3. Back with the kickoff right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Hey, I'm Angie Weeks. I am the office manager here at West Motor Ford. We are excited to have lots of new inventory on the lot. We're excited to invite everybody to come in and check out our lifetime powertrain warranty. It comes with every vehicle we sell that's under a certain number of miles, and it is a fantastic deal. My son actually just bought a car and was able to get that with his vehicle, and it's been a lifesaver for us. This is Angie with West Motor Ford in Preston, Idaho. Come in and see us today.
WestMotorCompany.com.
KACH. KACH, mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
KACH.
So Preston now on top. They'll kick the ball back here to the Diamondbacks. Again, they'll go a little pooch kick. This is going to skip out of bounds at about the 30-yard line.
That'll bring them up to the 35-yard line.
1:21 to play here in the third.
Well, they're going to re-kick it. They want to re-kick.
They're going to make them re-kick it.
They're hoping that they can get the speed back there. They've got some speed in the receiving core down there.
Now, because they're going to those little pooch kicks, so now putting the hands team in as they'll move the ball back 5 yards, and they have all the receivers and everybody up tight.
Yeah, with Soul and Gunter in the back there deep. They don't want to give it to them. They know how fast they are.
As again, a little pooch kick
goes
going to go out of bounds. If you're going to do that, just kick a line drive right at one of the up guys and make him field it.
Right.
Because all you're doing now is just moving your defense back.
Right. Giving them great field position.
Back-to-back kicks out of bounds.
Yeah, they'll have them re-kick it because, see, that takes them back another.
Why not?
5 yards, so why come out to the 35? They're going to get it. They're going to pick up the ball anyway, even on a deep kick on the 20, 25-yard line.
You almost go ahead and just kick it away now as Soul is standing at his own 27. You might be able to kick it over his head. There's a line drive that's going to bounce past Soul. He's got to go get it. It's going to roll out of bounds again.
Yeah, they're just
for the third time he's kicked the ball out of bounds. They're going to make him kick it again.
I've never seen that. I don't think I've seen that in football. I've never seen it go out of bounds many times. I know he's trying to hit it over here away from those two deep men, Gunter and Soul. But kick it down the field.
See, and this time they're going to swap sides, but this just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, this is giving them great field position.
Like I said, at this point, you were better off just kicking the ball deep and putting it into Soul's hands way back. This is going to go again. This is going to go out of bounds again. That's 4 in a row. So we've gone from the sublime to the ridiculous.
And I can understand using some type of thing, but I don't understand this.
I'm trying to take half the field away from it. I understand that, but why kick a line drive that's going to go out of bounds? Hang the ball high on one side of the field.
Right.
As Coach Iverson comes out to say something to Smith, and Smith's saying, "What?" As Coach just kind of throws his hand up in the air and says, if you're going to do that, just kick it away.
Might as well just do an onside kick here now.
See, instead of standing at their own 5-yard line.
Yeah, they've got all their hands up on the front line now. So.
Instead of standing at their own 5-yard line, now you've got them standing at their own 30, and this kick's going to go way back over their head, and they got to go get it. That ball's in play. He's got to pick it up. So Soul finally picks it up at his own 12. Flag comes in, and now he's down at his own 15.
And there's a penalty too. I'm not sure if that'll be on Preston. It came from the field judge. Way downfield, they kind of say it's against Preston. I can't believe that.
So 20 yards in bad kickoffs, and now you're going to have.
Oh no, he signaled hold against Century.
So if it's against Century, it's going to push it back even further.
so maybe it did work out.
Holding against the Diamondbacks, it'll move the ball all the way back to the 10-yard line, and I ask the question again, why?
Yeah.
If you're going to pin them all the way back to the 10-yard line, why take the 20 yards in penalties?
Right. Doesn't look good on paper at the end of the game.
1st and 10 here for the Diamondbacks. 1:17 to play in the quarter. They'll throw underneath. It's complete. Short gain, as that is complete up to, I believe that was 89, Fisher Romney.
80, wasn't it? Was it 80 or
88, Cooper Hinkie?
Yeah.
Okay. So they get one to Hankey for the first time tonight. Just need to get one more play off here before the quarter ends. We're down to 50 seconds and the clock runs. 3 receivers right. Single receiver left here for the Diamondbacks. Manning,
goes
inside handoff. As he stumbles, he gets across the line of scrimmage. As getting off the bottom of the pile.
60 for the Indians.
Was 31, Wrecker Anderson with the carry. Anderson picks up 4, bring up 3rd down and short. This is a down and distance that the Diamondbacks should be able to pick up, but again, they're 0 for 7 so far on 3rd down conversion attempts tonight. And whatever they do, see if they're going to have to hurry to get the snap off here before the end of the quarter.
Straight.
And he's going to come straight ahead, does Manning, gets around the corner, picks up the 1st down, and the clock will run out. So that's the end of the 3rd quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Century Diamondbacks when we come back, as we'll go to the 4th after 3. Preston leads 27-20.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Interviews, highlights, and analysis with the best in the business. Here we go. Others can talk about the game. Only one source can deliver the goods. And it can only be found right here on the Coach Gary Anderson Show on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
The Coach Gary Anderson Show, live from Wingers in Logan, Thursday nights at 6 on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH. The 4th quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Webb Funeral Home.
Whether a loved one passes suddenly and much too soon or after a long and fruitful earthly journey, the families of Northern Cache Valley have known for years they can rely on sensitive and professional care from Webb Funeral Home. Now in their beautiful full-service facility on the south side of Preston, Webb Mortuary urges you to consider the benefits of pre-planning final arrangements in order that your wishes are carried out and difficult decisions are not left to your surviving family members. Make an appointment soon to talk about pre-planning with your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
KACH. KACH.
That was number 32.
On the 1st down play, they try to run off left tackle, and it's a loss of yardage on the play.
That was Tate Rollins that made that tackle on
43 was the running back. That's Drew Roberts. Roberts loses a yard. He stays in the game. Gentner goes back in motion to the right. That puts 2 receivers on either side. Manning looking right, throwing deep, and it's going to be way out of bounds.
There goes the water jug.
Oops. And once again, it'll bring up another 3rd down play.
3rd and 11.
So they picked up their first down on 3rd down here just before the end of the quarter, and now have another 3rd down opportunity. 3 receivers to the left, single receiver right is Gutner.
And not any of those receivers were in the huddle. So there must
Manning,
be
screen play. They throw it underneath. That goes to Fleischman. And Fleischman running down the sideline. He gets up across midfield, knocked out of bounds at the 48.
There's a beanbag there. Yeah.
There's a beanbag back here.
But it's not a flag.
Did he grab the beanbag instead of the flag is my question. And going to say no, is going to move the chains. So it'll be a 1st down. 23-yard gain on the screen pass. $163 yards passing now for Manning unofficially. In case you're interested, Hyde is over 200 yards for the night. First and 10 from just over midfield. Again, they flare it out to Fleischman, trying to sneak down the sidelines, knocked out of bounds over there. Short gain.
Yeah, that's that quick out. They're trying to move the ball slowly, and then they'll run a couple.
Isaiah Smith knocks him out of bounds. Second down and 7. And the Preston jump, or was it offense?
Yeah, it was
it was the Indians offside.
Indians offside. 2nd and 1 or 2.
Because of all the kickoffs that went out of bounds, that's the 8th flag of the night now against the Indians for a total of 47 yards. Second down and short, 2nd and 3. And hold on, we got whistles, timeout called by the Indians. We'll take a timeout as well. 10:08 to play here in the 4th. Mac right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
If you think buying a car is hard, stressful, and it takes a long time, you haven't shopped at West Motor in Preston and Logan. We've got a large selection of quality new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford vehicles to choose from. Because we offer great pricing and the buying process is simple, we also have a large inventory of used vehicles to choose from. Buy your next vehicle from a dealership that has provided customers a stress-free, quick, and reliable buying process for decades. West Motor in Preston and Logan. Stop in today or visit us online at westmotorcompany.com.
West Motor Company.
KACH. KACH.
After the timeout, 2nd down and 3 for the Century Diamondbacks. Preston leads by 7 here in the 4th, trying to do something that they have not done in the last 45 games. Win their 3rd in a row.
Yeah. They've got a long ways to go. We still got 10 full minutes, and I'll tell you, like I say, big plays for both teams are causing everything to happen. So,
2 receivers to either side, single running back. Wants to look, throw. Nope, he's going to go deep, and he's got a man wide open, but he overthrew him.
Yeah.
So bring up 3rd and 2.
That's that mismatch down there where we got for Preston.
Cooper Henke was the intended receiver again.
Yeah, and he's what? How tall? I don't have the height on here, but he's got 1.5 foot height on right.
So it was a little pump and go, and he threw it too far, threw it out of bounds. So they're going to go kind of in a swarm formation here, 1 receiver, and now Fleischman goes in motion and. Timeout.
Timeout Century.
Timeout taken by the by Century with 10:02 after the incomplete pass was thrown.
Yeah, that was an interesting formation they were up in there. No wideouts. They were all up close. They had 2 in the backfield, two receivers, but they were behind the line of scrimmage. And all in tight. Everything in tight like a run.
We mentioned that Ty was over 200 yards passing. He's 14 of 19 for 251 and 3 touchdowns.
Nice. That's good numbers for him. We do have the lead.
He's hit nine passes in a row as well.
Yeah, that's good.
So 3rd down again. So here we go.
Ty's in there as a guard or tackle.
3rd and 2. Diamondbacks put Fleischman in motion right. They'll toss. That comes to Soul, trying to get around the corner, and just does get past the line to gain before he's shoved out of bounds over on the far side.
Yeah, pushed out there by Isaiah Smith.
So Soul should pick up the 1st down. No, they're going to mark him right at the stick. Wow.
And they're going to.
Let's see if he got enough for it or not. It'll be a 3-yard gain. And now they want to measure.
Well, the ball's right there. It's only a foot inside the line there. It's right next to the stick. How can they not see that? That's how close it is, I guess.
All depends on where they say that he stepped out of bounds. Be a first down, or it's going to be 4th and inches. As they
First down.
It would be a first down. I agree with you. You can't tell them. It's the ball's. He stepped out of bounds. The ball's got to be placed right on the sideline.
It's the position of the ball, though.
Yeah.
So they probably favored him a couple of inches that way.
Believe it or not, that's just the first down of the second half.
For Century?
For Century.
My.
9:56 to play here in the third. Preston up by 7. They'll stack the receivers, 2 to each side. Manning wants to throw. Looking right. Throws underneath to Fleischman, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, I thought he had it, but evidently it went right through his arms.
So Bruin let that one get away. You can tell that their parents are children of the 80s. Bruin and his younger brother Titan. And if you're listening, I offer that information with nothing but respect.
Right.
Again, 2 receivers to each side. Manning again wants to throw across the middle. It's complete this time as Dewey Guttner has it up across the 30 to the 27, and that'll be another first down.
Yeah, that was a good play there. That's that quick out right over the middle. Same thing that Preston's used a couple times themselves.
So that moves the chains again. That's first down number 8 on the game for the Diamondbacks. With 9:39 to play, the clock runs. After they set the chains, they start the clock again. 3 receivers left this time. Manning rolling right, throws again, and making the catch, and then thrown out of bounds as he made the catch. This time was Guttner.
But it'll be a first down. He was past the line to gain. So that'll be another first down.
Back-to-back first downs. That moves the ball inside the 20. See what they set the sticks. It looks like it could be 1st and 10 from the 18.
That was a good catch, a very difficult catch because it was thrown behind him and it spun out of bounds after he caught it.
Manning gives it off this time straight ahead, as that is Riker Anderson carrying the ball, just his second carry. As they'll get it across the 15 to the 14, give him a 4-yard gain. Again, Anderson will try the right side. Tripped up. Another short gain. He might get 1. Depends on how much they'll give him after he fell over a man. Zay Davis on the stop, came up and took his feet out from under him. Again, will bring up 3rd down. 1 of 9 on 3rd down conversions thus far on the night.
This is a big play for the Indians. We need to stop them here.
Fleischman lines up in the slot on the right. Little drag pattern across the middle. They go to Fleischman, and he caught it. Touchdown.
I don't know how I'm not so sure he caught that. The official was behind him. He came down, had his back to the official, came down, but they're going to call it a touchdown.
Well, unfortunately, there's no replay.
Right.
In high school football, so you have to go with what's called, as now we have a man down for Century.
It's not Manning, is it?
That's back in the offensive backfield. I'm not sure. I hope not.
Yeah, we don't like to see that with anybody, but
that is Manning getting up slowly. But he gets to his feet, and he's going to walk off. He's hobbling a bit.
No, that's not good.
So Manning now start to walk a little bit better as he gets closer to the sidelines, but he's very ginger on that left leg or ankle.
I thought he was the place kicker, but it's not. It's someone else.
Actually, 88 is the place kicker. That is Cooper Hankey.
And
who will come in and try the extra point.
I'm surprised they didn't go for 2.
Could tie the game. Snap, spot, and the kick is up, and it is no good. He pulled it low. So Preston's going to stay up by a point. 7:50 to play here in the third. Back with the kickoff after this, with Preston leading by 1.
KACH, MyLocalRadio.com.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information. 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-1837.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
So Preston holds on to the 1-point lead as the field goal was no good. Now the question is, who's going to kick off? Because I believe that the quarterback, Nathan Manning, was also their kickoff man. Preston will put their normal receivers back deep. Actually, Iverson stands back deep, and they think because of the change in the kicker, Preston's putting their people up short too.
Yep, they got all hands up front.
Dunn and Harris, who normally are standing back near the end zone, are standing up to the 30 or 40-yard line. Here's the kickoff. It'll float down the middle. This is going to come to Iverson at his own 5. Straight ahead comes Andy. Stumbles as he gets to the 15 and brought down to 17.
Yeah, that was good coverage by Sentry to be able, but Iverson had to wait for it. It bounced twice before it got to him, so that gives the kicking team a chance to get down there into position.
While the Indian offense comes back on the field, I want to send best wishes to Levi Bates, who's a 5'11" senior on the Century football team. We'll talk more about him after this play. 1st and 10 for the Indians as they tried to get the defense to jump, and now finally, about 15 seconds after they jumped, the official on this side throws the flag. So that should be offsides against the defense. It'll be 1st and 5. Levi Bates last week, John, suffered some sort of a stinger or a neck injury. He was carted off the field, taken to the hospital there in Pocatello, and actually had to spend the night in the hospital. Here, handoff goes to Iverson, bounces it outside, picks up the 1st down, still on his feet as he gets up near the 40, up to the 44-yard line.
About an 18-yard gain for Iverson that time. He wasn't going to deny them to come out. As he had some good blocking out front too, as he turned that corner to go upfield.
So for Bates, he spent the night in the hospital, was released the next morning, said he was still having some pain in his neck, but he had feelings back in his hands and feet, in his lower extremities. So certainly we want to send out our best wishes if he's listening or watching the feed tonight on mylocalradio.com.
I hope so, yeah. We'd never like to see anything like that. Injuries do happen in football, but we had to see them in high school especially.
1st and 10 for the Indians. From their own 43, give it to Iverson again. Gets across the 45, still on his feet. Struggles to about the 47. That'll be a gain of 5 more for Andy. 2nd down and 5 coming up. I've got Iverson now with 140 yards rushing unofficially on 18 carries. Preston leads 27-26. 6.5 to play in the 3rd.
I think what I'm enjoying about
that in the 4th, I should say.
This game is it is close. I'm enjoying that part of it.
High snap, give it to Iverson again. Good job by Century to string it out this time. They'll lose about 5 yards back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, it was kind of a bad handoff. Ty took the ball a little bit high, and he couldn't actually find Andrew. Andrew didn't have a good start at getting the ball and getting upfield.
The high snap really killed any timing of the play.
Right.
They ended up actually losing 3 on the play. It's third down rather, and 8. 2 receivers on either side. Ty's going to roll left, throws underneath as it goes to Harris. Harris with a short gain, gets a couple of yards. It's 4th and about 5 again.
Tough call for Coach Thorson here. He's on his own 47-yard line, a 4th down and 6, or 5, close to 5. So it's going to be they're going to kick it away.
6 catches for Harris for 121 unofficially. And this will bring on Isaiah Smith to punt, I believe, the second punt of the game for Isaiah. But it'll give the ball back to the Century offense with about 5 minutes to go in the game. As Smith kind of bails out, but hits it and pulls it left and hit it out of bounds. Looked like one of my drives, a duck hook to the left.
You know, if you think about it, they were going the other way where they were kicked off and went out of bounds 4 times. His foot must be just a little bit crooked tonight or something. I don't know. That wasn't a very good punt by Isaiah, but
they'll spot it at the 40. 1st and 10 there.
5 minutes to go.
Bruin Fleischman now going to line up at quarterback. So whatever happened to Manning, he is still on the bench. So Fleischman will line up in the shotgun. Man in motion is Soul. Fake it to Soul. Fleischman will keep it off the right side. Gets up near the 45. Give him 5 on the play. Then it'll bring up 2nd down and 5.
That's an interesting call on a new quarterback keep. Usually they let him hand off and get a good feel of it at first. So,
well, he's had enough balls thrown his way. He should have a pretty good feel of it.
That's true.
He's just running in traffic. Manning comes back into the game. So Manning back into quarterback now. Fleischman lines up in the slot right. Bad snap. Manning has to reach down by his ankle to pick it up, and he throws it too high. So it brings up 3rd down again.
Big play for the Indians here. They're only up by 1. We can't let we got to get the ball back, and we got to be able to run that clock down.
Clock stopped after the incompletion. 4:19 to play. 27-26 Preston.
Send Soul out here to the into the slot. He's a dangerous man when it comes.
3 receivers left. Manning going to roll right, looking right, throws, and it's again going to be too high and out of bounds.
I'm not so sure Isaiah Smith didn't jump up and push that ball out of bounds.
I was just going to say, Smith may have got a hand on it to deflect it that high. And it'll bring up 4th down. As they're going to go for it.
Yeah, 4th and 6.
They're now 1 of 12 on 4th down conversions. This is the 5th time tonight they're going to go for it on 4th down.
And what's funny is they're in their own territory. At the 46.
They need to keep the ball. Manning going to look. Manning looking, throws deep down the sidelines. Gutner is there, but it's overthrown. He was hand fighting with Isaiah Smith, and it took all of his forward momentum away, and the ball went up over his head, and they'll turn it over on down.
Isaiah wasn't looking at the ball, but it was Fleischman. Is that
Gutner?
Gutner had his hand back on Isaiah, and so there was no pass interference, even though there was contact. It was initiated by the offense.
So Preston gets the ball at the Century 45, 4:08 to play in the game.
We got to keep the clock moving, so we either have to have completions or good runs.
Completions, you stay in bounds.
Let the clock run down.
Give it to Iverson. Bounces it outside. Nope, didn't get very far. As it was coming up to make the tackle was 13 Marcus Lee, the 6-foot junior. I call it a 2-yard loss for Iverson.
Yeah,
2nd down and 12.
The good thing is we didn't get any yards, but the good thing is the clock's running.
Absolutely. Down to 1:35 to play, or check that, 3:35 to play, I should say. 2nd down and 12. Preston taking their time, letting the clock run. Two receivers to the left.
Get a block.
Give it to Dunn. Dunn coming around the corner. Trying to stretch it out. Stay in bounds. You got to stay in bounds, Scotty. As he run out of bounds about the 40-yard line, he gets 7 of those yards back. But you need to stay in bounds to keep the clock running.
Yeah, that was the key. Even if he might not have gained another yard, an extra yard, you got to keep the clock running.
Just slide like a quarterback and give yourself up. Gain of 5 on the play. 3rd down and 8 for Preston. So the clock stops with 3:18 as he ran out of bounds. 5 receivers into the pattern here for Preston. Hyde is the lone setback. Snap. Wants to look. Oh, Dunn is wide open down the sideline. He ran past everybody and scored. What a play. 42 yards for the touchdown.
What a play, but I don't know how he was so wide open. They had man-to-man coverage over here on this right side, and Dunn just flies down past his man. I think there was a mix-up defensively because he was wide open.
There was two defenders standing about the 20-yard line, and Dunn had run past him and caught the ball at the 10 and took it all the way in. You're right. Yeah. It was a blown assignment somewhere.
Yeah, had to have been. This will still, even with if we get this thing, it's still a 1-possession ball game if they go for 2.
Snap is bad. Nice job by Garrett Ward to get it up, and the kick is good. And Preston moves back out into the lead a little bit further this time, 34-26, an 8-point lead with 3:09 to play. Back with more fourth quarter action right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-1837.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Kickoff by Smith comes down to Soul at his own 8. He's going to take it right.
That's
He's got a lot of room to run out there.
And he could go
across the midfield, and finally someone got him by the feet. It was the kicker, Smith, who got a hand on his foot and drug him down.
Yeah, he had nothing but room and blockers in front of him, and only 2 men to beat for Preston, and Smith was able to get in there and dive at his feet and bring him down.
So good starting position in Preston territory again now for the Century offense. 1st and 10 from the Preston 44. Manning or Fleischman comes up. It's Manning back at quarterback. Manning gets the shotgun snap, looking down the middle. He's going deep as Soul gets his feet tangled up with Iverson and ends up stumbling and going down. No penalty on the play. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, they're going for the big play. They're, which has been the forte for all the, for both teams tonight. So
stops the clock with 2:50 to play. (13 of 19 is Manning unofficially for 185. Manning wants to throw again. Rolling right, throwing underneath, and it is
not caught. It went out of bounds.
Went out of bounds. Yep. He's trying to go to Soul again. Incomplete, and that'll bring up another 3rd down. 3rd down and 10.
That injury he had there must have affected him, because the last 2 throws have either been way off the mark. Even that one to Soul was underthrown. So he must be favoring a knee or leg, not planting that back foot.
Manning will go out of the shotgun again. Tight end to the right side of the line. Single receiver right, coming back in motion here to the left. Puts the 3 receivers on the left. Manning pumps fakes to Fleischman underneath, incomplete. Tried to go to Soul again, and he's missed on 3 in a row.
Yeah, again, he throws it down. He's throwing it down into the ground, so that's telling me that he's not being able to plant that back foot. So
4th and 10. They have no choice. They have to go for it. Of course, with the incomplete passes, only 11 seconds have run off the clock in this possession. 2:39 to play. Flashman is going to line up in the backfield.
We need a big defensive play for the Indians right here.
Crowd trying to rise up to inspire the defense. Manning's got to roll it around. And they got him! Back to the 47. Mason Thompson with the sack. Number 88 for the Indians, all the way back to the 47.
Gordon Knapp was in on that. There were three, and I didn't see who the other one was, but Gordon Knapp and Hudson, terrific job to get him down in the backfield.
So Preston will take over again at the Century 47-yard line. Ends up only being about a 6-yard loss, but more importantly, it turns the ball back over to the Indians.
I want to tell you, we was just about to 2 minutes with in the first half when what happened was we were ahead by that, and Century came back that quick.
Iverson
took the lead in the halftime.
Straight ahead, gets a yard. But more importantly, if they run the ball into this middle of the line, we'll let the clock run.
Yeah, they're gonna pull some. They're gonna take some time. They're going to let the clock run down so it can get down to 2 minutes before they have to snap.
So again, Ty will stand, hands on his hips, looking into the bench area as they signal in the play. Now he has the signal. Iverson lines up on High's right shoulder, 2 receivers to either side. Fake it. Throw it underneath to Dunn. Scott's going to cut the ball back inside across the 40. Running right down the middle, and he'll slide this time across the 30. It'll stop the clock momentarily to move the chains, but then the clock will start again.
And with a first down, so that's a positive move for the Indians right now. And he stayed in bounds.
18-yard gain for the first down.
He probably could have had more if he wanted to keep going.
Oh, absolutely.
But he wanted to make sure he had control of the ball and didn't fumble. Nice thinking. Good plan there.
And now here comes Coach out on the field. Want to talk to the official. Dunn goes over, or Hyde goes over to say something about it.
It's got 10 seconds to go. Then they want timeout.
And now they will take a timeout. So timeout with 1:15 to play. It'll be a 1st and 10 when we come back. Our final timeout of the night. We'll bring you the rest of the game coming up right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
From sun up to sundown, we spend our time on the dairy, caring for cows and producing milk. And we also love being part of our tight-knit communities, being advocates for the kids in our schools, and being providers of safe, nutritious food for families around here and around the world. As your local dairy producers, we are more than farmers. We are Dairy West.
KACH.
So a timeout called by the Indians, 1:15 to play. Preston leads by 8. 1st and 10 from the Century 28-yard line. Ty's just going to take a knee. And apparently, was Century out of timeouts?
Yeah, no, they have 2. They had 2 left. Now they only have 1 left.
So Century has to take the timeout with 1:11 to play. As they'll all come over toward the sideline, and they'll visit with the coaching staff again. And we can remind you once again that next week Preston is at home against the Bonneville Bees. It's homecoming next Friday. John and I have the play-by-play for you against Bonneville. Pregame show starts at 6:30. We'll kick the game off at 7. And then look for us in the homecoming parade Thursday afternoon as well. You can hear the game, of course, right here on KACH 105.5 FM, AM 1340. with a live video stream like tonight on mylocalradio.com. At least the rain has stayed away. It's cold, but the rain has stayed away.
I question that last play. Why knee it down when you can run the ball and maybe run some more clock before the timeout?
Yeah,
you know they're going to use their timeout.
You also know they're going to go after the ball, and at least if Ty takes a knee like he's going to now, now he's going to roll out, coming here to the near side. Now he'll slide back at his own 34, and that's going to force Century to use another timeout. And that'll bring up third down with 1:04 to play in the game.
It's interesting.
So I believe they have one left.
No, this will be it. This
That
will be Century's last one if Century took the timeout.
Okay, so Century took the timeout to stop the clock with 1:04.
So the next play, you got 35 seconds. So technically, yes, we should get it. We should be able to run the clock out.
The clock shouldn't start until the snap of the ball, though, right?
Right. But so we have,
But
yeah,
it's
so they'll have
it's
to
only
run
third
it.
down.
That's right. So they will have to run a play. They'll have to do something.
They can run a play. They can take another knee and let it run down to 34 seconds.
Right.
And then punt it away.
Yeah. But they're on their 32-yard line, 33-yard line.
Of course, if they can't stop the clock, then you take a delay penalty, and you can run the clock down to 4 seconds before you have to punt.
That's true.
Or so.
Yeah, game management becomes hectic in a game, or essential when you come into things like this. And every coach would do it different. You'll find all different kinds of plays. So
1:04 left on the clock. Preston 64 seconds away from winning their third straight game. Ty will just walk it forward, cover the ball. You know they're gonna try to strip it as they can't get it away from Hyde. We're inside a minute now, and that'll bring up fourth down and 15 for the Indians. They can't stop it, so just let it run. Take it. I don't know why is the coach all the way out on the field? Oh, he walks out to the numbers all the time.
Right. I'm surprised they don't give him a sideline warning with that.
Me too. So the clock is running. As they'll go ahead and take the delay penalty like we talked about. It's down inside 25, 24. Just letting it run. Now the official starts the clock and there's the flag. The whistle with 17 seconds left. Now it's fourth down. They'll kick it away, and there's only just a handful left.
Yeah, they'll probably just try to run around, see if they can get the clock down. I don't know, or go down. I don't know.
Because
it'll stop on the whistle. It'll stop on the whistle either way.
As timeout this time called by the Indians. I want to talk about how they want to do this.
Now, if they punt, they want to try to. They don't want it to go in the end zone.
No.
Because that brings them out to the 20 with the play. If they give it to one of their backs, like Soul or Gunter, then there's always that chance.
The question is, who are they going to put back deep to try to field the punt? That will determine on where or if they will kick it to them.
Right.
If it's Soul back there deep, last thing you want him to do is be able to have a 15-yard head start.
Right.
Before anybody can get there.
Oh, they're going to just run it. They're just going to try and run the clock out.
Boy, I wouldn't. I would just try to hang one deep down about the 15-yard line, where deep enough to where you can get coverage on it.
Yeah,
Ty's going to drop. Ty's going to drop back in the shotgun.
He's going to drop and just run around until they come and get him, and then throw it.
He's not that fast. They'll throw it down the middle for down, and it's incomplete. That's the one thing you can't do.
Right.
That only took 5 seconds off the clock. So they'll get the ball back all the way back at their own 37-yard line, will Century, with 12 seconds left.
This will be the biggest play of that defensive line and the special teams, like for Davis and Dunn, and they've got to stay on the men. You know they're going to go deep. They're going to try and stop the clock. Get something or stop the clock.
2 receivers to each side. They throw underneath here to Gantner.
Hook and ladder.
Hook and ladder goes to Soul, and he's pushed out of bounds as he gets to the 45. That stops the clock with 6 seconds left.
That hook and ladder is a good play, but you can almost anticipate it in something like this. You know they're going to go deep. They're going to try for all the money.
They can't stop the clock, so they can't work the middle of the field. Not with only 6 seconds left. So you know they have to work the sidelines. Man in motion back to the right. Manning looking, steps up into the pocket, throwing deep. Out there was Guntner, but it's too deep, and it stops the clock with 1/10 of the second left. So they'll run one more play.
Yeah, the thing of it is there is one more play. That's the thing. And it's our clock keeper. Whoops.
Everybody on the bench is looking up here toward the timekeeper. How can you possibly stop it with 1/10 of a second left? Because he flipped the button like he was supposed to. That's why.
That's interesting.
I mean, hometown scoring is one thing, but come on.
There we go.
As we lost power there.
And the game is over.
And the game is over. Isaiah Smith with an interception to end it. And Preston has done something they have not done since 2014 as they win their 3rd game in a row here tonight, as the final score is 34-26. The celebration is on. We'll take a timeout, come back with the post-game show right after this.
Tonight's game has been brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks, all available right here in Preston. By Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. By Stokes Market, True Value. By Rouse Construction, building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community of Preston. By Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of the city of Preston. By Valley Implement. By Preston Auto Parts, CarQuest, on State Street in downtown Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho Salvage, where you can turn your scrap metal into cash. By S&T Electric. And by MyLocalRadio.com. Now stay tuned for the postgame show. Coming right up.
The Limbic Arc may help you or someone you know be more calm. It's simple to use. Find out more by logging on to mylocalradio.com and clicking on the Limbic Arc logo. Check it out now. Visit mylocalradio.com and click on any Limbic Arc logo.
Advertise your open positions on the radio. You'll be amazed how quickly you see a response. You'll reach more people for less. The job stop includes radio and internet advertising. Call us for more info. We're a local company with a toll-free number, 833-856-9625. That's 833-856-9625.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
When the time finally comes to deliver your new little one, the comforts of home are vital. Franklin County Medical Center understands, and that's why the new maternity suites are designed with a warm family atmosphere, spacious rooms complete with sleeping accommodations for your partner, and state-of-the-art birthing equipment. At Franklin County Medical Center, your new arrival will be welcomed into the world safely, and the expert staff will ensure you're relaxed and comfortable. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield,
This is the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at other games from around the area on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard.
Welcome back here to Preston Field, as tonight the Indians, who needed a big effort to exact some revenge over the Century Diamondbacks, who beat them 52-0 last year, to get exactly with that. They get a big effort out of Ty Hyde and an equally as big an effort out of Andy Iverson, and they go on to the 34-26 victory, and they win their third game in a row.
Well, like you say, your key men all stepped up. They didn't panic. They didn't get down. There was a seesaw battle. Both teams had the leads in different parts of the game, and Iverson, Dunn. I mean, they all. Isaiah. I could name 20 of the kids that stepped up. Zay Davis. Harris did great. A lot of great people that just stepped up today. A lot of players. They played with heart.
Unofficially, we had Ty Hyde throwing for 265 yards on the game. Andy Iverson running for 134, as Preston really came out in the second half and really started to mix up the play call. They had this little play that, for whatever reason, really confused the Century defense. They bring Dunn in motion, fake the handoff to Dunn, give it to Iverson, and he broke off big yardage several times.
Right. That play worked well for him. The other thing is, in the second half, Ty Hyde was able to move he was accurate, really accurate in the second half, which put the ball on the mark. So.
Well, we talked about scoring in the first half. We'll go over it again for you because there's so many big plays. The game started with Century scoring on a 50-yard touchdown pass from Manning to Guntner. The extra point was no good, and it was 6-0. They came right back on a 66-yard scoring pass. Manning to Soul. This time the PAT was good, and it was 13-0 in the first half. Preston then able to come back and take the lead on 44-yard touchdown pass from Hyde to Harris, and then a 75-yard touchdown pass to Scott Dunn, and then it was 14-13. But however, Century went into the locker room at halftime with a lead after a 45-yard touchdown pass from Manning to Soul. Soul's second touchdown pass catch of the night in the first half, and it was 20-14 at the break. Preston came out in the second half and hit on a long touchdown pass from Hyde to Scott Dunn. The extra point made it 21-20. Preston regained the lead to never give it up again, as then Preston scored on an 18-yard run by Andy Iverson. The extra point was no good, and it was 27-20. Century then got a little bit back into the game, back to within a point on an 11-yard touchdown pass from Manning to Fleischman. The extra point was no good, and it was 27-26. And then Preston capped off the scoring on a 47-yard touchdown pass. Somebody on defense missed an assignment, as Dunn was wide open down the sidelines for 47 yards. The extra point was good, and we had our final score of 34-26.
Yeah, great scoring by both teams. I mean, there were some, like I say, this was a big team, big play game tonight. I mean, and it was close. It was a fun game to watch.
It was indeed. So Preston wins their third straight. To find the last three-game winning streak they had, you have to go all the way back to weeks 2 through 4 of the 2014 season, when they beat Star Valley, Marsh Valley, and Snake River. That was 45 games ago, and their record in those last 45 games, 9-36.
Oh. This makes it a big win. A lot of good things happening in this game, and the Preston Indians are stepping up.
Absolutely. So Preston able to win it tonight by the final score of 34-26. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and we'll look at the individual stats right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's the end of a long day and your feet are tired, or are you running behind schedule? But you need milk and eggs. You don't want to have to walk clear to the back of the store to get a gallon of milk and a dozen eggs. I suspect we all can relate to both of those stories. The great news is that this problem has been solved by Stokes Market in Preston with a recently installed new cold case right near the front door. If you just need a gallon of milk or some eggs, you can find them right inside the front door. Visit Stokes Market today in Preston.
We are Dairy West. That means we are milk people, family people, animal people, people people. We are environment-loving people, giving back people, job-creating people, and glass all the way full people. As your local dairy producers, we are more than farmers. We are Dairy West.
KACH.
Welcome back here on the halftime report, or I should say on the postgame report. The halftime.
Let's go.
I got so confused after that second half. Anyway, let's look at the individual stats here tonight. As Ty High, we have him unofficially 15 of 23 for 265 yards and 4 touchdown passes. That gives him a total of 14 touchdown passes on the year so far through the first 4 games. Scott Dunn ran the ball a total of 5 times for 18 yards, and Andy Iverson 21 carries for 134 and a touchdown. Scott Dunn had a pair of touchdowns, had 5 receptions total in the game. Scarrett Ward caught 1, and Cole Harris also had a 44-yard touchdown catch earlier in the game, had a total of 6 receptions for 121. Preston had 15 first downs in the game as they were penalized 8 times for 47 yards. But remember, 4 of those came on consecutive kickoffs out of bounds in the second half as they were trying to keep the ball away from Soul so he couldn't return it.
Yeah, that's, and it worked the first half. That kick, that pooch kick, a little bit worked well in the first half because they didn't get much gain. They had to let it go down and would down it, would go down.
For whatever reason, Isaiah Smith just kept duck hooking the ball out of bounds over here on the left as he did it 4 times in a row. It cost them 20, then finally booted it away, and there was a holding penalty, and it put Century back on their own 15-yard line anyway.
Well, that's right, because when they picked the ball up, there was they picked it up about the 10-yard line, and he kicked it from the 30-yard line or 25-yard line and kicked it. So it was a deep kick, a great kick, but then the recovery team, the kicking team, was able to get down there, and there was a holding call that took it back to the 10-yard line. So
the only real numbers you need to talk about for Century is Nathan Manning's throwing line. He was 14 of 22 for 192 in the game, threw for a couple of touchdowns. Javon Soul had 5 catches, including a touchdown for 96 yards. Bruin Fleischman had the 18-yard touchdown throw right over the middle late in the game. They got them back to within a point, but then Preston able to go on to the victory. So Preston wins it 34-26. We'll come back, get some final thoughts from John, and we'll close out tonight's broadcast as we continue right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
In Franklin County, they know it's what's on the inside that really matters. That's why they offer advanced radiology and imaging using the latest in technology, performing x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, nuclear testing, ultrasounds, mammography, and much more, right in Preston, Idaho. With short wait times and a highly skilled staff available around the clock, they'll help you reach a diagnosis quicker. Make sure your doctor knows you want to save time and money closer to home. Let them be the next to take your picture. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
Monday through Friday, commonly referred to as the work week. Or to us football fans, the days between Saturdays. Game days live here on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Catch Utah State football this Saturday night as the Aggies travel to San Diego State. Our coverage starts at 7:30 on Saturday night.
Hey everybody, this is Scott Girard, and this is your home for Utah State Athletics. 105.5 FM and AM 1340, KACH, Preston.
KACH.
So Preston wins it tonight by the final score of 34-26. John, final thoughts from you.
Well, three things jump out in my mind today. Number one, we beat Century, and it's been a few years, and especially after last year, the dubbing we took last year.
Right.
This was good. I felt that if we could keep it close, with the Century, we'd have a chance to come out on top, and we did at the end. Number two, the whole team, as Scotty Dunn said in the pregame, they felt that they were beatable.
Right.
So they never lost, even though the score went back and forth throughout the night. Scotty said that they were beatable, and they had the confidence, and they thought they could beat them. So the confidence was there, and they didn't give up the whole game. And number three, the student body, I've got to give them a hand tonight. They were cheering, they were helping them out, and coaches were positive down there. You could see things happening.
Yep.
I just saw Coach Thorson as he talked to Schaefer at the end of the game, put his hand right up to Schaefer's heart, and I can just imagine what he's saying is it took heart tonight, and that's exactly what happened.
That's absolutely.
It took heart.
We really didn't call Connor Schaefer's name much on defense tonight.
No, we didn't.
It was Zay Davis and some of the other guys.
Right. There, but he was probably dropping back. I don't know what the deal was, but it's funny that. But yeah, the defense stood up. They bent, but they didn't break.
Nope, that's very true. So that'll wrap it up tonight, John. Thanks for your help, and we'll see you again next Friday for homecoming.
Well, glad to be here. Thank you, Dan.
And next week, as we mentioned, is homecoming. The Preston Indians will be playing host to the Bonneville Bees. Pregame next Friday is at 6:30. Kickoff is at 7. You can hear and see the game live on 105.5 FM and AM 1340 KACH, along with our website, mylocalradio.com. Our next broadcast will be Tuesday, as the Lady Indians volleyball team will hit the road, as they will head to Burley for a triangular match between Burley and Mountain Home and the Indians. The first match gets underway at 5 o'clock, and you can find those matches again here on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH, along with mylocalradio.com. That'll wrap up tonight's broadcast of Preston Indians football. The executive director of Preston Broadcasting Sports is Val Cook. Our studio coordinator tonight has been John Beverly. Remember, after a short break, you can hear a complete rebroadcast of the Westside game coming up in just a couple of minutes. For John Slaughter, I'm Dan Hubbard saying thanks for listening. As a reminder of the final score, Preston beat Century by the final score of 34-26. Until next time, enjoy your weekend and have a very pleasant good night.
Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting, LLC.